Okay, I hope you can hear me now. Hold on, let me just post this in the last chat. Because as you seen, the last time was just like ended, so I'm gonna try again. Let's see. New stream. Let's see. Maybe this time it will work. Maybe, hopefully. Let's pray it's going to work because I don't know what was the problem there. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, that I want other people to join, so I'm gonna um upload. How do I invite this time without like the audio? Hold on. And I'm going to tape it off. Is it working? Great. If you want to join, just click. I don't know where the live is. I don't know where the link to join is. However, if you want, feel free to join. And we'll try to do it slower, or maybe I'll try to give people less time to talk, because maybe that is also the problem. I don't know. Let's see. Not good in all these IT things and this computer and stuff. However, it did remind me that I need to drink. So yeah. And for the person and for everyone who has don't understand and have never seen like hasn't seen the first video and don't understand why this live is weird, it's because the last live got I don't know, the audio were just like glitching. Couldn't hear Harsh, and then he stopped communicating. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, try to see. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the comments, please. I'm just like waiting for you guys to let me know if you can hear me. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna blab, and maybe someone will answer me if they can hear me. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak. كيف حالك? Let's have a conversation in English. Yes, yes, we can hear you. Yay, thanks. Okay, great. Um, let's bring people and continue this conversation. If anyone, like, I want to tell Hash to come back and have the conversation. However, I cannot find him. Hold on. Okay, until he's gonna come, I'm gonna bring someone else on stage. Um, Abhishek, I'm hoping things are working. Let's try it again.
Yes, is it now working or not?
Yeah, yeah, now it's working. Hi.
Thank God. So first of all, I'd like to say shalom. Is it how you guys say
Yeah, shalom.
shalom? And first of all, I'd like to really appreciate the fact that you are from Israel. That you guys have the worst scenario to live, I guess, because you are surrounded by all sides. You have so much stuff going on that we can't even imagine because we have not seen those things. In our life, we have
Okay.
never seen a bullet being fired at somebody.
Well, you're lucky because when I was a child, I
Yes,
used to
we are
collect
very
them.
lucky. We are very lucky. So I just like to, I guess I'd like to appreciate the people who are still living there. That is very brave. So that is one thing. And the next thing that I would like to ask you that since you have faced terrorism firsthand, so I wanted to ask a person who have faced such things firsthand, first account, that what are your thoughts that why people do these things? What do you think that people do these kind of acts?
Well, religion.
Religion. So
That
you
is
think that terrorism is based upon religion. It is
no, not
based
not
upon the fact
every
that
not
someone
every
is
terrorist
following
in
a
the world.
religion.
Not
Yes,
every
not
terror attack in the world. I believe that my personal um reality is caused
yeah,
by religion.
yes. Well,
nothing
the
more.
world is facing. I also agree with you definitely, but I wanted to ask you that Abrahamic religions. You are following Judaism. Obviously, you said that you are from a Orthodox Jewish background.
Yes. However, there are not
Yes.
Abrahamic religions in multiply. There's only one. um,
Okay.
Christianity was created after they stole stories and stuff from our brother Joshua, like Jesus. He was Jewish,
Yeah.
born and raised till the day he was
Yes.
died.
Yes.
He was Jewish, and his community and his congregation and everything was Jewish. Like the whole
Yes.
point of he never said everyone must be like me, the rest of the world. And Islam is Muhammad was raised in a Jewish family, and he had the dream, and then he created his religion, just like Judaism, more extreme and stuff. So he is not related to Abrahamic religion at all.
Yes. So actually, I have never interacted with a person before because there are not many people who follow Judaism in most of the country here.
Because we're
So
not looking for new members,
yes,
we're
yes,
just
yes.
us. So that is it.
That is the point I was coming into. That in Judaism, you must know Judaism very well. So I wanted
Mm.
to ask you that what is the point of view as a Jewish person that other religions, how you view those? I wanted to know that. That do you frown upon polytheistic religions like Hinduism? Do you accept those, or what is the mindset of the religion of that part of the world? I
Okay,
just
let
wanted
me
to know that.
be. Yeah, sure. First of all, I want to be perfectly clear. I follow one God. That is
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um, and I'm not saying everyone else must do the same.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I'm
I'm
saying
sorry.
I
I'm
want.
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to say that I'm not asking your personal point of view. That what you think. I wanted to know that what the literature of that
Yeah, sure.
religion. Yeah.
In Judaism, we believe that God created the world and the universe and everything. That is what
Okay.
we believe in Judaism. We also believe that one day the rest of the world will just live in peaceful and harmony, and everyone will go to the temple, the Jewish temple, to pray there. Everyone practice their own thing, however, they'll all be together. This is it. Um, Other people who are following different gods and different things, this is not something new to Judaism. However, it is something new that happens in this world right now, because when you're going to travel to, I don't know, to Europe or to America or to anywhere else in the world, you will still follow your gods. However, back in the days, when people are following gods and they moved to a different place, they usually worship the same god who is like the equivalent god in that place. Like when people from Canaan, the ancient Israel, worship, let's say, Mirab, the war of battle, of war, not battle, battle. I'm sorry, bad English. They traveled to Egypt, and then they worshipped the same their gods of war. Like, do you understand? It's like it's different in the past. Like you did not follow your god all the time. Most of the civilizations back in the day. This is why this is like back in the day Judaism and modern Judaism is a little bit different, because the world has changed, because you are still keeping your gods wherever you are going, and you're not working the same god in the different area. But this is super important to clarify this, because the fact that in Judaism we do not believe that you need to work the other gods where you are. You still need to work the god that you're working. I hope I made it like clear.
Yeah, I can understand you. First of all, I'd like to clarify you one thing that Hinduism is not a religion.
No, no, no.
Sanatani.
We had a lot of discussions about
Yes,
this.
yes. You
Can you be a Muslim Hindu, or can you be a Christian Hindu?
if
Can you
you follow the,
follow No,
yes,
can you follow Christ, or can you follow Muhammad and Allah
yes, you
and
can.
just and continue
Yes,
worshiping?
yes, yes, you can. That is the main thing. That is the thing that many people cannot clarify when they first. I am a Brahmin and I have been studying Vedas since my childhood. My father, my whole family, you can call us Orthodox,
Okay, yeah,
but
sure. I love to
we are.
talk to other Orthodox people. It's also
Actually, if you really want to know that what is the Sanatani culture and what is the Indic civilization culture, it is a
Mhm,
culture, it is a lifestyle, and it says that God can be achieved through any means necessary. That if you want to reach that epitome, that ecstasy, and that level of nirvana that many people say, moksha, we call it moksha,
mhm,
then you can achieve it however you like. It is up to you. And coming to polytheism, Hinduism does not regulate you to not follow any other religion. We can celebrate other festivals. We do celebrate other festivals. We respect other festivals. But if we go into the fact that other religions, especially I use the term Abrahamic, I was not clear that why what I meant by that. I meant that mostly when I read in other religions that they said that we have the only one true God. Hinduism also says that there is one true God, and many people mistake this fact about Hinduism that we worship many gods. Our gods are not gods. In when you we cannot define it in English, but if you come into Hindi or Sanskrit, then Bhagwan and Ishwar, there are two different terms. Bhagwan means somebody who was born. So we can follow their teachings, but we cannot say that he is the epitome, he is God. Okay. And
mhm.
Ishwar is Paramatma. Ishwar is God, that the one light from which we all came. So that is the major difference between Bhagwan and Ishwar that I have studied and I believe in. So first things first, that Hinduism does not say that we have many gods. We have one God, just like you. And yes, a person who follows our Indic civilization, our Sanatan Dharma, they can follow other religions only if it gives them peace and only if that teaches them how to be a proper human being. And being a proper human being means just a person who loves everybody and the thing that makes sense. Okay. And thank you for answering the question about your religion because I am really happy to know that Judaism evolved. I did not know that.
No,
That
I think this
old,
is why it's super important. I love it when you guys ask questions because first of all,
yeah,
it is forcing me to to learn more about my religion and to question my beliefs and stuff. This is super important also for me to grow inside my religion. And
yeah,
also it's when you're talking about it, you realize what is important to you. It is important to speak. When you speak loudly, then you finally like realize, when you're sitting with your friends and just blabbing about something, telling what happened in your day or talking about a conflict you have, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden you're saying something and you're just like, oh wait, that is like that's the point, that's what important to me. So this is also
mhm.
like our conversations are also very important to me, because like you said, you can be a Hindu and different religions. This is not something that my religion and my way of life, because by the way, if you are born Jewish but you are practicing and you're saying you are Christian, Muslims, Hindu, whatever,
I
you will
would like
still
to.
be Jewish in the eyes of
I'm
like
I'm sorry
Judaism.
for interrupting you. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I just wanted to add one point that when I
Hmm.
said that yes, you can be a Hindu and still you can follow other religions. That means that has one condition, and that one condition means that you are not allowed to persecute anybody else because the first thing that our civilization, our Indic civilization, our Sanatan dharma means what is right. So what dharma says is that do whatever you need to do in order to fulfill yourself, in order to reach God. But in order to do that, you must not hurt anybody else. And if any other religion is teaching you that you have to hurt somebody in order to, I don't know what, so that is wrong. And then we cannot follow that. And you get my point, I think.
Yeah, this is like also the problem with every extremist person, and it doesn't matter. Like most of, yes, there are some religions that are pushing people to be extremists. However, if a person is extremist, he's going to do terrible things. Doesn't matter where he is from. This is why, like what you say, is super important.
And also I would further like to, I don't want to sit here and say that my religion is the best, because my religion teaches me not to do that. So I would just like to add up that Hinduism, I will have to stop calling it Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma
Hmm.
teaches that you won't have to be a materialistic person, and all the good virtues that you see in every other religion. And if you follow other religion, it is okay, but if you start persecuting anybody, that is wrong. That is the first point. And the next point is that the preservation of civilization is so important for us, because our civilization teaches us not to persecute anybody. That is why no Jews or no any other religion was not persecuted in India. You know that, I know from
Yeah,
your
and this
videos.
is why I'm always saying that the relationship between Israel and India was started
It's
way
over.
before we established as
Yes.
countries. This is why
So,
geopolitical thing is not affecting our relationship.
yes, and that is why I was saying that that is why we need to preserve our tradition, that is the Sanatan tradition,
Hmm.
so that in future also we see ourselves as this liberal religion. That is the most liberal, I think, that no other religion in this world says that you can follow anything you want to achieve God, and that is not wrong. You'll be not in the wrong side of the way. You'll be right if you reach God by being right.
Yes, you're right. This is not something that in Judaism we are following. We don't believe, like, we believe you can find yourself in different, art forms, but not in different religions and stuff. So yeah, this is
Yes,
something I
I
wasn't aware of, and it's really interesting actually. It's weird
and
for
yes,
me, but yeah.
and when you see, I'd like to clarify. You must be having some questions in your mind. I am assuming that you read about extremist Hindu groups, and extremist Hindu groups did this and that. That thing is true. It happened, and it is not something that I'm gonna say that it does not happen, but it happens when how did it happen? Sorry, I just went about my point. I was saying that it started because when other religions started invading India, then the civilization of these people, our people, they said that we'll have to protect us. Then we started developing a monotheistic kind of thing, that we are also a religion. We should not allow others to change us. When they started coming and desecrating our temples and all that, that thing happened in the 13th century. Then we started to have a bit violence in us. But before that, there was no violence. It happened because we were attacked. Just like Israelis, the IDF is fighting every day because they are being attacked, not because they want to. Yes, so that is what I wanted to say. And I also have some other questions, if you can
Hmm.
answer me. Yeah, so I have actually noted down my questions. Kashmir Files. Yeah, the Kashmir Files thing. You are supporting Kashmir Files, and I just wanted to say that Kashmir Files is controversial. I don't know why it is,
Hold
but
on, let me
since
just be perfectly clear. I do not support or condone the conspiracy files. I say that this is a very important video for the people of Baharat to see. However,
yeah,
like Kashmir files and like the silence of swastika, there are two major, really important things. The silence of swastika I did watch,
yeah.
but this is something like I believe the people of Baharat need to see. And when you're showing it to the rest of the world, you need to do it in a different way, because maybe it is working. Like I said, maybe the Kashmir files is good for you guys, for the people who don't live in a reality of terror attacks and stuff. However, I don't want people to look at it and say, oh, it's a movie. Like
Yeah.
it's just a movie. It's not, because it is problematic.
I can say that you're saying you support it, but not by not saying you will support it.
I'm
But it's
saying
okay.
that this is important to watch movies like this. However, it is you need to remember that the people there, most of them are actors, and you need to. I want people to watch the Kashmir Files, and after that, to go and ask the actual people who are survivors of Kashmir. Two people who
Yes,
are actually on this channel sharing their stories, and those are the people I want people to listen to. Like listen to the Kashmir Files, but then go and talk to the actual people who suffered that
yes.
because
On
this is what more
on that
important.
thing, I don't know that whether you know it or not. I'm not defending. I'm not a part of the production team of that film, but I just
Okay.
wanted to say that the director who made the film, he took 3 years, 3 or 4 years out of his life, and he has interviewed 700 victims of the actual genocide that happened, and
Amazing.
he is he is willing to defend every scene, every dialogue of that movie. He has not written any dialogue out of his mind, or it was not imaginary. Every scenario, every scene, and everything we see, that is from the account of the actual victim. So he has evidence and video evidence of those people giving that account. So that is one thing. And another thing that since I wanted to clarify that why Kashmir Files is so controversial.
Hold on.
It
So
is
let me just like talk about the first thing you said, and then you said about you. Then you're gonna say about why is it so controversial.
okay.
It is amazing what you said that he was just like doing all this research. However, like I've said, go watch them. But those people, just like the same thing we're talking about when there's a lot of Holocaust movies and stuff for
Yeah,
like something that happened here. Those people are still alive. Those
yeah,
families, the people who suffered, still alive. Go listen to watch the Kashmir Files. If you're saying that the everything there is like the
yes,
conversation that was actually held in there, listen to this,
yeah,
and then if those people are still alive, like don't wait until all the people who's like survivors of what happened in Kashmir will be dead and then just like say, oh, it's so sad, we don't know, we cannot share their stories anymore. Just like make a project from this, have like a lot of people sharing their stories, make the Kashmir Files and actual files, like a bunch of them, just like if
yes.
those people still
It
alive,
happened.
talk to
Actually,
them.
it actually happened. That is what I was saying. That whenever the
Mhm.
director was questioned in media that you were making up false stories and you were
Oh, what a
uh,
shocker that the media is not approving or something
yeah,
problematic.
yeah,
That is weird.
I, some woke media person said
Mhm.
that, and that on that question, the director himself said that I am willing to, if you have any sort of obligation or rejection towards my content, then I am willing to defend it in a court because I have proof of every single dialogue. So that is why I said that he has done everything.
Mhm.
And the next thing is that I am so convinced of that movie because my father was an army officer. He was posted in Kashmir. So he knows, he has seen those things with his own eyes. He was posted there, he served there. So I know that he cannot lie to me. He is my best friend. So I am 100% behind this movie because I know that. And the next thing is that just like the Jewish Holocaust, why people believe it? The first question is in 1945, people started questioning it because that was something new.
People
But
still
the
question it, by the way.
yes,
Like we have like
people
all this, people
still
still
question it, but
saying it didn't happen.
on a large scale, everybody believes it. Everybody, everyone, no one questions it. Well, not no one, most of the people believe it because the story has been told so many times by every victim, mostly whoever is living, and the filmmakers, and especially the Jewish people, they have pushed that, see, this is our trauma. You have to know this so that it never happens again. But the same thing did not happen in this case. So that is why we are at that stage where people are doubting it, where the Jewish people were in 1945, I guess, when most people were not believing it. And we have come to 2022 where most people believe it regarding the Jewish Holocaust.
So
And
learn
this,
from us. Learn from us.
yes,
See what we
yes,
did and try to do it because this is important. Your history is important. Not only what
important.
happened in Kashmir, the entire civilization, your entire history. Watch YouTubers video Pervin, I don't remember his. I think Pervin Mona, his name. He's a
Yeah.
YouTuber who is create talking a lot about your history and show you archaeology. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just like, learn who you are. This is why I'm always telling you guys, learn who you are, and then just like, and it would be so much easier for you to stand up for yourself and to show things if you will like do a little research about who you
Yes.
are.
That is a really nice message you are giving. That
And if
I
you
am
have
also.
like if you are a YouTuber or something, just like plug your things.
No,
Like feel
I'm
free
not a
to do it.
YouTuber.
Okay.
I'm studying to become a diplomat so that I can take my teachings that I have into a world stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to choose a more bureaucratical way so that I can voice my opinions better. I am
Well,
preparing
I
for
kind of
that.
have a problem with diplomacy and like the
No,
whole political
that is
things, but
that
I
is
have to say no. But I have to say, to talk to you is like I would never think you are a diplomat. Please take that as a compliment and not like
thank
as because I'm always
yes.
thinking like what is their agenda. But I'm happy to like I'm
Yes,
happy to say this is.
they have an agenda, no doubt,
Mm.
because they are backed by political parties. Yes. Now coming to my next question. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like an interviewer.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. We're having a conversation. I love the fact that it's not a question and then you're not replying. So it's great.
Yes. Since I have never spoken to an Israeli person in my life, I have spoken to German people, English people, American people, African people, but I have never spoken with Israeli people. So that is why I am uh,
That's a lot
really
of
excited.
responsibility I have right now on me. Just like great.
No, no,
No, I'm not
it's okay.
nervous at all.
Yes, I know you are not nervous since
Mhm.
you are on. Okay. So I wanted to ask that since there is a problem in most part of the world that women are being harassed, catcalling and eve teasing, and these things happen. Definitely, they
Mhm.
happen, and they happen in India also. And I'm not going to say that it does not happen in India. It does happen in India, but when it comes to a certain kind of mentality, mostly if you even if you go to villages in India, 90% I'll say 90% you would not see those things happening. Only 10%, and that 10% is huge because India has a huge population. So I'm not defending my country that it is non-existent. Every person, every man is the best man in India. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that mostly I have never seen those things happening in my hometown where I'm from. If anybody dares to
I'm sorry,
call,
can I
if
just like say something really, really important? As a
yes,
man, you did not saw this thing happen. If you
uh,
go ask your female friends, if they saw it, because it's super. I'm not saying this is a problem the entire world is having. However,
yes,
you as a man will be most of the time blind to things
yes,
like
you are
because you
right.
will not feel someone hand just like rubbing you and just keep walking. I
I
hope
completely,
also.
I completely agree with you that being a man is easier in the world than being a woman in terms of roaming around and traveling, I'd say.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But what I was saying is that the culture of most of the India is that in my hometown, if a girl is passing by, if any guy tries to cat call her, even cat call her, nice things even, then 4 or 5 people will come and beat him up. That is
Whoa,
our.
pick him up.
Yes, they
Okay.
will. That how dare you call someone's sister something? How dare you call someone's mother something? You
Where are
cannot
you
do that.
from? I wanna travel in your place.
Uh,
It sounds
I
really
don't think
nice.
that there are no modern things here. I'm saying that this is the scenario of most of the part where I have traveled in my country. I
Mhm.
am from Bihar. I'm from Bihar. And yes, there is a thing that if anybody dares to catcall any girl, whether she is foreigner or Indian or anyone, no matter which religion she belongs from, if a girl shouts in the middle of the market that that guy called me something and that guy said me something, 5 or 10 people will go run and catch him and beat him up, and nobody would question the girl even once that whether it was true or not. So that is the thing. The girls have sort of public power where I'm from. So they can say that, hey, that guy said something, go catch him, and they'll beat him. I
I don't know
personally
why I
have
feel about hurting physically an attacker. But
it is great.
I
It I would say it is really great because after that, every person who dares to say something bad about a girl,
yeah.
he never thinks that. I personally have beaten up some people who have said something bad or did something bad to any girl. Ruk be, just stop. Come here. Where are you from? What is your father's name? Not only they'll beat him up, they'll call their father and said that this and this had been done by your son. He was harassing a lady, and that person would also get beat up at his home by their parents. So that is what I have seen so far. But
This
yes,
is nice.
there.
Here we usually talk to the mother because like the mother has a responsibility to raise her son right. And it's super humiliating when the mother is telling her child like, "Oh, you call that woman a slut? You think all women are like, let's have a conversation about it." And then just like I don't know, because fathers, like you said, you're immediately turned into violence. I just like God, men and their violence and wars and stuff. God.
But that is necessary for disciplining some people. I would say that.
Yeah,
My
I
my
don't.
father has disciplined me very well. I have never been beaten up because I knew that what was right. He taught me that, and if
Mhm.
I stepped out of the line, he would gently do the
Gently.
thing
Mhm.
gently. I
Uh-huh.
have never been
Yeah.
beaten up by him because he's very huge.
Okay.
Okay, and the hijab controversy that you said that it is necessary for Islam. I don't know anything about Islam, so I would not here say that Islam. I would not comment anything about that religion. But since you asked that whether there were any women in the court and the panel of
Mhm.
justices who did that, so I would like to say that the court appointed Islamic clerics and Islamic scholars that included men and women, and afterwards they came up with the decision that it was not a necessary practice. I just wanted to clarify that.
No, it is important. However, like I said, it is something that will never happen in Israel. I think because Israel and I don't know, even if it was happening in the Emirates or in places like this, it will never happen because when a country is more religious, then things like this are a little bit different. And your camera is just like okay, you're back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Uh, my last question is that I don't know how you feel about it. Uh, do you think that in any time this extremism that we see, that we face, I don't face it personally, but many people in my country and you, all the people in your country, you face. Will it ever end? And if it will end, how will it end?
First of all, extremism was not this is not a new thing. Like it happened
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah,
It's not something that we're just like, "Oh my god, what is that? This new people are being radical things." Like no. Like this is how Christianity managed to rule the entire world. This is why I think the next kind of like religion that will rule the entire world is Islam because they're using the same methods. Um, I think that right now the difference is that we are able to communicate because back in the days we're not able. You and I would never met. 50 years ago we would never have the opportunity,
yeah.
not just because we weren't born yet, it's just like we do not know how to like communicate and stuff.
We did not have a means of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And right now it is yes, it is easier to people to radical people find other radical people and create bad things. However, it's also easier for us to communicate, and when the media or some propaganda is saying something, other people will say, hold on, I spoke to people from that country. This is why when I met people from Iran, like Iran always saying, the government of Iran always saying they're going to destroy Israel. And I grew up in fear from the people of Iran. And suddenly, I met this amazing. I have a friend from Iran. She's an amazing person. I met her on 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 a page on Facebook back when I had Facebook, when we like the same because I like rock and metal and stuff like this, and she also liked the same metal band that I like, and it was so weird to talk to a girl from Iran and to just like to say, hold on, we're cool, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because it is
People don't
so,
hate people. Yeah.
yeah, when people are have more knowledge and when people can just go and ask other people just like, hey, why do you hate me, and the other people will say, I have no idea what you're talking about. It is so difficult to other people to try to provoke and cause drama.
I just wanted to say, ask you my question. You missed it. I just wanted to say, ask that what is your vision? That how will it end someday? Maybe
I
not in our
don't.
life.
I'm sorry. I don't believe. You know how it's only going to end when we will finally pollutionize this world, and the world will be, I don't know, either going to an ice phase, like ice or fire, or a big rocket will hit us all. I don't think these things will end. I am so sorry that I'm not, and I'm really trying to be an
You're not an
optimistic person.
optimistic. You're not an
No.
optimistic. I see
On
that.
this point, no. However, I think we can make it smaller. I don't believe.
May I add my vision that how I
Sure,
see it
of
in.
course.
Yes. See, you are not an optimist, maybe because you have seen it firsthand, and I have not seen it. Maybe that is
Mm.
the reason. But basically, I what I see is that there is a lack of morality. If we go on and say anything about religion, then people will defend it because religion is something that people rely upon when they feel hopeless. So, in a way, if you say that your religion is teaching it or your religion is the cause of it, then people will become more and more radicalized because religion is something people rely upon for hope when they are desperate. We don't pray to God when we are very happy. We pray to God where we are when we are very sad. Mostly, we should pray all the time, but we don't. That is the truth. We pray when we are hopeless. So I think that when people will be taught morality instead of religion, and if we question the morality of things, and since we are seeing a campaign going on in West, people are trying to indoctrinate people regarding many woke things. If the same indoctrination happens, but that does not happen in wokeism, and it happens on morality, that what is moral and immoral, irrespective of religion. So I guess that the coming generations who would be indoctrinated, and I'm emphasizing on that word because it needs to be indoctrinated that what is moral and what is immoral. And when that happens, whenever a person will see that your religion or any leader on it or any politician is saying something that something that whatever it is immoral, he will question it, and I guess that radicalization would not gain momentum if morality is indoctrinated into people. And
Yeah,
that is
but
why that is why I'm proud of my civilization. And since I've read Vedas and my grandmother taught me Vedas and my civilization, my Sanatan Dharma, it indoctrinated me with morality so much so that I cannot even kick a dog. If even if my dog sometimes, your pet dog starts biting somebody and you need to get them off, at that point also, if I by mistake I kick my dog, I feel bad. I don't know why I do that, but I feel bad. Then I realized that my religion taught me that it is immoral. So morality should be indoctrinated. That is my vision.
hold on. First of all, this is amazing. The fact that they actually, your elders actually taught you the Vedas. I congratulations, because not a lot of people have learned them. I'm trying to learn them. However, I cannot find a decent translation because I don't want to learn from English because I don't like
Yeah.
English. Um, however,
Not
when we're
only
talking
like
about,
English, many things are lost in translation also.
exactly, just like when people are saying, telling me they read the Bible, the Jewish Bible, and just like, if you haven't read it in Hebrew, in the native language that it was written in, you missed out so much and you didn't understand so many things. This is why, by the way, Christianity has twisted and Islam were twisting so much things that they're claiming it's from the Bible, because it's so easy. I can just like read Vedas in English and decide that I know things that are
Mhm.
absolutely the opposite. But the things what you're saying about the I don't uh how remind me the world,
Morality.
Thank you so much. Me and English are not friends. Um,
It's
every place has a different like rules of morality and stuff.
yeah.
And this is why we're also, it's just like I'm scared that instead of, religion of like my god is greater, your god is stuff like this, it's going to be my morality is better, my set of values
Uh,
are better, and this will also cause, the same drama, only with
if I
different
if I may clarify on that, what I meant
Mhm.
by morality is that basic humanity cannot be different irrespective of culture. Just like I said that I feel bad when I hit a dog. Similarly, I will feel bad if I stab a person. Similarly, I will feel bad if I go and shoot up somebody. So I
Mhm.
was talking about that morality, that the basic humanity. I would say that hurting somebody is bad and all that. That is what I meant.
Yeah, I think it's you're right, it is important.
And that is how I see this radicalization ending, because I have friends from all religions, and whoever is more moral, in my view, more human, they have more humanity, they never ever condone radicalization, they never become radicalized, because they know that becoming radicalized means that we have to do some sort of violent things, say some violent things, and hurt other people, verbally or physically or both. So I think that is the way out of this. I am optimistic, and I am working to be a diplomat so that I can promote this on a higher stage, so that it causes an actual impact, not just blabbing and
Good, it is
uh,
important.
and the thing that I wanted to ask you, that the thing that I wanted to ask you is that in Israel, what is the population of Israel at
No, no,
present?
no. I'm sorry. Don't ask me that. Like, I don't have. I'm not going to go outside and count people. I don't know what's the
No,
population.
no. What is the
Less than you
official?
guys, okay?
Definitely, Leslie, your country is really this much in the map. I've seen it,
Mm.
but since that the country is so small, I wanted to know that how do you guys manage to? Maybe you know it, or maybe you don't know it. How do you guys manage to keep these terrorist type of figures out and not let them come in? What is the border policy of Israel?
The border policy of what exactly? Of
Israel, how to
immigrant.
yes, yes. Just like I'm a foreigner, when I go
Mhm.
to Israel, how do you guys prevent the onslaught, on incoming of radicalized people into your country?
First of all, every person who is traveling to Israel, you guys don't know it. It's a secret. You're not supposed to know it. I'm not supposed to tell you. Um, people always check who are the people who are traveling to Israel.
Hmm.
When you are in Israel, if someone is radical and stuff like this, he is being able sometimes he is able to walk to the country unless he did something really problematic. However, he
Hmm.
will always have, like, I've seen people commenting the Mossad in the chat. However, the Mossad is the guys working outside the country. In Israel there is the Shabak, and they're also doing a really good job. And also people are really, as a person who is always I actually filmed myself walking in the street, and showing you guys what, like, on my Insta account, showing you what I like, how I see people, because you don't look at people as people, you see people and look,
Yes.
if their coat is like weird, if they look like they're angry, or just like, you are profiling everyone all the time in Israel. It is a problem. However, it's a problem that happening because bad thing happened. um so everyone are welcome to join to come travel in Israel. However, you do need to know all the time that someone will be watching. Just like, by the way, when I was young, we're like, our school, we have a school trip, we're flying to Poland to see what happened to us there. And you don't see the people, but you know that the Mossad, it's not really the Mossad agents, it's just like people who work in like for Israel outside. They were like in the background and you don't know who they are. We actually, a lot of people are, when they're Israelis flying to Poland, play the game when you're in school to, like, who's the spy. So there's like, there are always a like there's always some people next to the group and you don't know who they are, just like people who are supposed to live there and you don't recognize them, who are taking care of us when we're in different country, if it's a school trip or something. So it is kind of similar what will happen to a radical person in Israel, and they're always check out to see what he's up to and stuff. Um,
The
yeah,
reason I asked this question is because the first question I asked that what is the population, and then I asked you this. The reason
yeah,
I asked you this because that there is so much terrorism in your country, and your country is really small. So I guess the answer you gave me, I can assume that you people have constant sort of anxiety when you're out on the road, I guess.
yeah, 24/7. Not only on the road. Like when I showed on my Instagram account, I went outside and like I filmed you. Hey guys, remember when I'm doing my morning walks here all the times? So remember the terror attack that happened yesterday? It happened literally here. Like, yes, we all suffer from
How
some
far
kind
were you
of
from it?
post trauma.
How far were you from it?
15
From the terror
minutes
attack?
walk, I think, from the
Nice.
last for the terror attacks I showed you. And again, it's something is a place I'm
I'm
always
sorry, I did
walking
not see your Instagram page, but I follow the international news and everything. But I
in.
know. So it was 15
Yeah, we
minutes.
have problems. Like we have some
My
problems.
God.
Um
From where
yeah,
you
it's like
live, it's 15 minutes away from where you
from where
live.
I live right now, it is 15 minutes walk. But I also
So
live really close to the old city, and in the old city there's problems like 24/7. Um yeah, I don't know, just like it's so weird to say, it's my reality. Like that is it. I learned to live like
Uh,
this.
Thank you for answering all my questions, and
Sure.
it was really nice
Thank you for
talking to you.
answering also. Yeah. I'd love to hear, sometimes about like your diplomatic school, whatever you're doing. It sounds super interesting. I want, other people to be able to talk right now. However, it is something that is really interesting because a person who also said he's studying to be a diplomat also showed in one of the previous live streams. He also made questions just like you. I don't know if that's what you'd been taught in school. However, he did not answer and did not had a conversation, just ask. And then when I asked him, his answers were so radicals and stuff that I told him I'm super scared of the day he will achieve some kind of power. So I'm so happy that like to see that this is not the case with you, and you're like actual person that I can talk to. You're gonna change my mind about the government and politics. It's crazy. You're muted yourself. I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now okay.
Yeah. Now, okay. Yeah, so I would love to stay connected and tell you about what I think and what my thoughts are, because I am studying for that, and in future also, if you ever come to live stream, I'll try to join. And really, I would like to thank you that you answered my questions, and that was it for me. And it is 11 o'clock here, so I would say good night for me, and whatever time it is there. So bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Okay, if it's late, I'm sorry, all the people in the chat. I'm gonna let the youngers join fast before it's their bedtime. I love the fact that you already know I'm talking to you. Wave to the camera. Great. Hello. What are
Yeah,
you doing
hi.
up so late?
Actually, I'm student of FYJC.
Mm,
I'm from Mumbai. You know Mumbai?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, that is like the most popular city.
Yeah, this is kind of why I heard a little bit about that small place.
Yeah, but my native place, I'm South Indian, but I'm studying here basically. I'm 17 years old.
Hmm. So hold
So,
on, you moved there and you studied in Mumbai, right?
yeah,
And
yes,
where's your family? Like, are you in a
it
boarding school or
no, I have a flat actually. You can see this.
you have a flat and
Yes,
you're
my actually
17?
my one of my partner is standing over there.
Your roommates? Oh my
Later,
God, and
I
you're
will talk to you.
17. You know what?
Yeah.
You know where I was in my life when I was 17? He can join. It's okay. I'm shocked
No,
that you have an entire
he is stupid.
apartment.
He is highly stupid.
That is
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, actually, I was also afraid at this age. I came here. See, Mumbai is one of the most risky city, basically. It's on high alert all the time. Anything can happen anytime. There is heavy crowd everywhere, and um, yeah, actually, I have interest in politics, geopolitics, and all from fifth and sixth onwards. So, always fond of Israel and their policies. So, how Mahatma Gandhi is viewed in Israel, actually, I wanted to know.
Um, Here's the thing about Mahatma Gandhi. He is like, we understand he did a lot of good things for you guys. However, he okay. Have you seen my videos before? You can say
I
no if you
think,
haven't seen. It's okay.
yeah, two or three
Um,
maybe,
okay.
not.
My views on geopolitical people are, I think there will be a little problematic for you because,
No,
and this
no,
is really
I
important for you because you're young, and so listen very carefully. As long as you're also studying geopolitics, but also just like looking at it from the humanity point of view, you will be fine. But the second you just look at it straight from geopolitical point of view, you're ignoring thousands of lives, and this is super dangerous. Um, so it is just like this. About Mahatma Gandhi, the guy wrote. The guy was, pen pal of Hitler, of Adolf Hitler. So this is something that we see is a little bit problematic for us. I do
sorry.
understand.
Actually, there was an issue. Can you just repeat? Sorry,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
extremely
sure.
sorry.
The thing is
I'm
that
basically asking that what is basic Israeli people's view on Mahatma?
on Mahatma Gandhi, yeah. So
Yes,
it's not. Um, in Israel, things are not black and white. We do understand that Mahatma Gandhi was a smart man. He did a lot of interesting things. However, from the Israeli Jewish point of view, Mahatma Gandhi was also writing letters to Hitler, making sure your people will be safe in the war that Hitler did. However, he was willing to throw the Jewish people under the bus. So it's like we respect what he did for you guys. However, we don't respect what he did to our people. I hope
it,
it's
actually,
explained a little bit.
I would like to reply. You won't
Yeah, sure.
really believe, but 90% of Indian youth doesn't like Mahatma Gandhi. We don't really believe that he gave us independence. We believe, I don't know if you know the names, but we believe that Bhagat Singh, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, basically these are 5 to 6 freedom fighters who took violent ways, and they gave us freedom. Basically, they forced British to leave because Gandhi was basically non-violent, right? He was definitely good one. For us, he is good, but his contribution is far less.
I
He,
think this is why the media showed him as this hero because
yes,
he did not stand up for he did amazing things, when he was just like, I'm not saying he didn't. However, yeah, like you said, and I think it is also something I saw in the RRR video. I cannot it's so weird for me to say the name of that movie. If I remember correctly, they're also talking about that person who is just like fighting against the British. If I remember correctly, if I'm not remembering a different video. However, yeah, it is really important to see that you're finally, and it's amazing to see that you're finally talking about the people who actually made things and the people who changed things in your country. I cannot hear you, and you
can you hear
disappeared.
me? Can you hear
Okay,
me?
now I can hear you. Yeah.
Actually, I am unable to hear you.
Can
Just
you
give
hear
a
me
second,
now?
please. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Actually, I can't.
Okay, so try to fix it. Try to fix it, and then I'll let you join. It's all good. Let's see who was here. Hola, do you understand I'm talking to you? Wave to the camera if you are. Great. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
How
Yeah,
are
I'm
you?
listening from you from about 3 years, I think 3 or 4 years. I don't remember exactly right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm maybe the oldest person who is listening. You can see my
No,
beard that I'm
don't. We
old.
had we had uncles who are
No, no,
pretty
actually
old
I'm
recently.
I'm not too old. I'm 34 years old.
Oh wow, that is like
Oh,
really
actually,
young.
I actually used my sorry. I actually used one hair color. My some beard was white, so I used the hair color to make it black on Diwali. You know? And wherever I touched it, all turned into white. I don't want to
Hey,
uh,
I think the
name
universe
the.
or the God trying to tell you something about the color of your hair
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
you
I
should
was idiot.
maintain it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and I was reading these idiot books for my history books. I
Mm-hmm.
have to give the exam at his age. I'm preparing for. I was what is the agenda? What we are talking about?
Whatever you want to talk about, as long as it's on a
Okay, I
peaceful.
was listening to Abhishek, and he was talking about Gandhi and whatever. No, Abhishek or
No,
yeah,
was
Abhishek
talking
was.
about it.
Like actually, I was reading something.
Mm.
This book. I was reading this book.
I cannot really see it. India struggles for read it to me. I'm sorry. India struggles for independence. Did you just try to say
By
how bad my English is? Okay, great.
it's not in English, and this
Hmm.
is a shitty book. What I'm studying, and I have to give exam about this.
Oh,
Uh,
hold on.
and
You're a teacher or you are a student?
no, I think I shouldn't tell you about this. And this is the administrative service,
In the what
government administrative
service?
service,
Oh, you're in the
administrative
government.
service for government. Yeah,
And you know my opinion is about governments, right?
yeah.
Go ahead. We're gonna have a
No,
fun
no, I can
conversation.
talk about this because this is a fraud book, and
It's okay.
it is going to be changed in maybe in 1 year. And
Mm,
there's a disclaimer. So sorry, yes, I
it's
don't want to
okay.
go there. And or what do you think about Ukraine? What is happening in Ukraine?
I'm not. What I think about Ukraine is that what happened there is terrible. That is it. I'm
No,
not going
no,
to
because
support anything.
half the India is distributed between Ukraine and Russian. And
I think Ukraine is having amazing song for the Eurovision. That is my answer. I'm not going to talk about the war between Russia and Ukraine because this is when the geopolitical people are joining and this is when the humanity is lost and people who are seeing dead bodies just like don't care if the dead bodies are not from the side that you're supporting. This is why it's a major problem. I can ask you, what do you think about the war that is happening already 2 years now in Africa in Ethiopia. Like, what do you think about that war?
okay, okay, give me a simple answer. That if Philistine, oh sorry, uh, what do you call Philistine? Palestine. If Palestine want to join NATO, then what you going to do?
You
You
don't
have to
know.
fight with 30 countries.
Okay,
You have
why?
to fight with 30 countries,
Okay, let's
and
let's
we are
just break
buying.
it down. Hold on. I realized who you are. Hold on. Let me just like if you want to scream free Palestine, go ahead. But just let me
No,
say
no,
my
no,
piece
no, no,
because
no, no,
I
no,
live
no.
here.
I am not with Philistine. I am not with anyone.
Yeah, no. I know you're not Palestinian because if you were Palestinian, we're having this conversation in Arabic and I would be able to scream at you, what the hell? Like, don't worry.
Okay,
It's
that's why
okay.
you're not talking
I
me in
can see.
the.
No. I
That's why
know
I
my
came here for three,
conversation
four
with my
times, and you are,
Palestinian
and
friend is
think you are
different.
thinking about it. Am I Philistine or UAE or and UAE is not
I
there
don't, first of
now.
all, I don't have a problem with Palestinian people. I live next to Palestinian people. I work with them. This is not the reality the media is showing you. There's not Israel
No,
and
no, I don't
Palestine
watch media. I
living
actually
together.
read the articles from your Israeli media. I watch. I don't to bought their. I don't to butcher their name, so I'm not telling their
So
name.
you probably listen from the a newspaper called Haaretz, which is the most
Not.
terrible
No,
news
no.
in
I
Israel.
actually. I have subscription for six. And two are from America, and one is
Which
from
America?
Europe.
Hold on, which
Huh?
America? Which
North
newspaper from
America.
America?
America. Not South America.
What
I'm
what's
talking about
America?
North
America?
America.
Oh, North America. You mean Canada? Canada is the
North
northern
and North
country.
America, not Canada. Now this is this same
The
America, United
USA.
States of
There is
America.
a different. There is a different. There's a lot of countries in America. The
Yeah.
USA is only one of them.
No, no, no. My mom brought the food.
She can also join.
Okay.
I want to hear her
Uh,
point of view about the Palestinian Israeli problem.
no, no, she can't speak English. She
Hey, we can
can
speak in
speak
Arabic if
Hindi.
she wants.
Huh?
I'm saying if she speak Arabic, we can also do that.
No, I'm Hindu.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about her. But okay, yeah, moving on.
No, my mother is also Hindu. I'm
It's
scheduled
okay.
caste.
So your question was what happened when the territory Palestine will join NATO, and what will happen when the entire country is going to attack Israel? Because you're assuming people will again attack Israel.
Do I look like?
I'll tell you exactly what happened. It happened like a
Okay,
lot
okay,
of
okay.
times ago.
Because of my beard, you are thinking that I'm Arabic.
I don't have a problem if you are Arabic. Oh my god, I live in the Middle East. I work with them. I live with
Oh,
them.
sorry, sorry. Uh, do you think any Arabic will be wearing this one, this ring?
You clearly don't know Arab people. Yes, of course they will wear rings.
No, this is Rajat.
Okay, listen,
Oh,
this conversation
okay.
is getting more and more ridiculous, and I don't think you join it this to just to make a fool of out of each other. So let's like, what is your question? What did you want? Why did you
No,
want to
no.
join here?
No, just want to talk normally. Just what is happening in the world and what
You do.
Israeli think about.
Here's the problem with geopolitical people. You just ask what would I think would happen if the 36 countries will try to attack me, and you think this is a proper normal thing to ask an Israeli girl. However, you don't understand that you just asked me what will happen if 36 countries were trying to murder you. Like, do you understand what you asked? This is why geopolitical people, this is why I keep calling them criminals, and they don't understand why I calling them criminals. The humanity, the
I'm
inhumanity
not.
to ask me
Listen,
a question
listen,
about that.
listen. My name is Rajneesh Prakash Rawat. And I'm the what you call them lower caste people
I
in
don't
India.
care in which caste you are.
And no, no, no.
I'm telling you to rephrase your question, because your question was what would you think will happen when 36 countries will try to murder you, Israeli girl?
30
This is
countries.
why I explained No, this is why I explained to you that this is a problematic question. And this
No,
is not a
no, I was talking about Ukraine and Russia.
No, and I told you I'm not talking about Ukraine and Russia. And then I asked you, what do you think about the war that is happening in Ethiopia? And you didn't have an answer for that.
No, no. Actually,
What do you think about the war that is happening in Africa right now? Or does African people mean absolutely nothing to you? And we all should just like look all the time about those white people who are fighting.
no. We don't look to white people or black
What do
people.
you
We are
think?
looking for
What do you think
brown
about the
people.
war in Ethiopia? What do you think about the war in Ethiopia?
No, I don't look for that. You know, I
Then
look
why
for
are you asking
which
me
is
about the
which.
war
No,
in
no.
Ukraine and Russia? If why? Do you
Because
you work
Putin
from the
has said.
government, right? Hold on. You
Because
know where Israel, right? Right? You know where
yeah,
Israel
I
is?
know.
Where is
Yeah,
Israel? Where is
in the
Israel?
country
Where
near
is
Egypt,
Israel?
near Egypt.
Great, near Egypt. Where is Russia and where is Ukraine? Is it next to us? Is it in our
It's
borders?
in Europe.
Okay.
Half is
Why are you
more
asking me
than
about something?
90% of Russia is in Asia, and 10% is in Europe.
Congratulations,
Because
you know
Moscow is
something.
near. Because Moscow is near Europe. That's why it's in Europe. It depend
Why are
upon
you
the.
asking me about
Huh?
that? Why are you asking me about the war between Ukraine and Russia when you clearly see that I am from
Because
Israel?
Russian people are talking about Israel.
But
That's why I was
you've been
asking.
here before when I had a conversation with other people. You listened to the conversations. I saw you, smiling or making
I
faces
You
with other
don't know
people.
to fight.
You
We are
heard,
just debating.
you heard me. No, you heard me explaining again and again that I do not want to talk about that thing, and you asked me here again. So my question is, either you can answer of why did you answer this ask me this even if you heard me several times saying I don't want to talk about it, or like I asked you, what do you think about the war in Ethiopia? Choose the question and
Because
answer.
and listen, when there is geopolitics, we don't listen that what other countries saying. We just see that where we are selfish. That's the only point here. You know, or we listen in India. We whatever person say. That's why there's a half person is saying that maybe not one third of the person is saying that we support Ukraine, and half two
How
third
to
of the
change the
person is
topic?
saying that we are
No, we're
supporting
changing.
Russia. Yeah,
Okay. I'm muting you. We are changing the topic. I'm sorry. I This is the first time I muted someone because I need you to listen to me. Because when I'm saying I'm not talking about something, it means I will not talk about it. It doesn't matter how many times you will rephrase it. I'm saying no. And like the last conversation I had about, Indian men do not understand women rights, no means no. And when I'm saying I'm not talking about something, I will not talk about it. Now I'm muting you, and you will talk about a different things. You can talk about your life, your family, your religion, how you celebrated the new year. However, if you said the word Russia or Ukraine again, I will be Middle Eastern on your so be careful.
but you have to start.
Go ahead.
When I started, you have said no. I'm not going to talk about this. Then I have
Right.
to stop. You know.
Yeah, exactly. When someone telling you please don't talk about something, you
But
don't talk about
but
that
when I
thing.
started, you didn't said no. Then I said you are okay for it. Then I started talking about this.
I really want us to end this conversation on a positive note or something that I will, stop. We will stop this conversation and I will think, oh, okay, we disagree in the beginning. However, this is a nice guy. This is why I'm continuing to talk to you and not immediately kicking you out. Let's try to have a different conversation. Like talk about
Yeah,
your
yeah,
hobbies or
I'm
something
actually
you
okay.
like. Let's
No,
change it.
yeah, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
in first place you have said no. I don't want to
Oh my
talk
god,
about
are you
this
continuing
thing.
talking about it? Do you not understand what the word change the subject mean? I am so do yourself a favor. Like people are watching. Talk about okay, goodbye. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh God, what? It's like the only reason I kicked him out is because my Middle Eastern temper is about to emerge. Let me just like hold on. This is ridiculous. Everyone, guys, girls, when someone is saying, please, let's not talk about a subject, all you need to do, super easy, just not talk about a subject. And I don't know why it's so difficult. And also, you're not in Europe. Stop asking questions about Europe. It's not affecting you right now. I'm bringing you back. Please be normal. Hello. Oh, and you have a friend. Hello. But I cannot hear you again. I cannot hear both of you at all. Maybe like use the headphones or something? No, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Yeah, sure. I love the fact that sign language is working. Like I can understand what that means. No, I can still don't hear you. Maybe the batteries in the. Okay, try to work on that because I want to talk to you guys. It's okay. Don't worry. You will have your chance. I want to talk to you. Okay, let's see who is else is here. Try to work on the audio. Really, I want to like be able. Have you managed to fix it? Maybe try, with a different phone or something or a different device. Your friend phone. I saw your friend phone. Okay. Let's see who else is here. Um oh god, your names. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure you will butcher our names. Shahid, do you understand I'm talking to you? Surhid, great. Thank you so much for understanding that I'm talking to you. I'm pretty sure this is not your name. I know this is not your name. Hi.
No, Surit, Surit, that's my name. Hi, can you hear me?
Yay! Yeah. Hi.
Hi, hi. First and foremost, it's really wonderful. I've been seeing your videos, and I must say I'm really impressed with your enthusiasm with India. It is,
Thank you.
it is really applaudable for someone to take so much interest. And of course, Israel and India have much common interests. That is, of course,
This is
that
the
is
reason why I
yeah,
started, this, learning
absolutely.
about Baha things.
That's the vibe that I do get from your videos, and
Hmm.
for a good reasons too, not for very selfish reasons. I understand what the situations are in our countries, and the mutual interests are more for preservation purposes rather than anything selfish. So wonderful talking to you. Wonderful for it's great to get a chance to speak with you on this platform. And of course, I have many questions
Well, as
on
long as
things.
we like keep it short and as long as you respect my
Absolutely, absolutely.
when I'm saying please
I
not talk about
completely
something.
understand. I completely understand. You must
Thank
forgive
you.
my our previous colleague. Probably
It's
he was
okay. You're not him.
trying to
You're not
say
him.
something
It's
else, and
okay.
probably yeah, it's all right.
It's
Cool.
okay. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
sure he's a nice person, and we just
yeah.
are uh, I don't know how to say it in
There's a
English.
bit of
I'm
an
sure that
interpretation issue. There's a bit of an interpretation issue. That's all. That's all
it's
it
all
is.
good. I'm sure he's a wonderful son to his mother, amazing person.
Right.
Not worked with us. It's all good. So what are your questions? I'm getting ready, but you have to answer
Yeah.
also about question. This is not an
Of
interview.
course, of course.
Great.
As far as I am capable, I will try to answer. As far
Sure.
as my wisdom goes. So
Yeah, same here.
yeah. So first thing I wanted to ask you, whenever I get into various other communities, various other countries, I go through many documentaries, and I happened to come across a documentary which was on YouTube itself, which was on a certain Jewish Orthodox community. Orthodox, as in like completely Orthodox. Those those kinds
Ultra
who are
Orthodox.
draped in
The
black.
yeah, black suit, beard, all
The
the
those
yeah,
ones, yeah,
yeah.
and they were in UK. They were based in UK.
Hmm.
That community where the reporting and where the documentary was being made. So what they showed me was that this community in particular does not. I'm sorry, and if you mind this, if you don't want to answer this, please let me know.
Go
I completely
ahead. Why are
understand.
you so nervous? Ask away. Maybe I will get
Well,
angry. You see me getting angry. It's all
this
good.
Now, this particular community is actually against the Israelis,
Israel.
as they
Hmm.
have shown, because they say that the Torah, which is the religious book you follow,
Yeah.
uh, in that it is written that Jewish people don't need to fight for Jerusalem. In the Torah or in your religious book, it is mentioned that when the judgment day arrives, when the end time comes, you people will be taken into Israel. You will be guided to Israel, the true Jerusalem, or something of that sort. I'm not completely sure what exactly he said, but he said that according to the your religious book, you don't need to fight for the land. You don't need to even go there right now. At the end days, when the end time comes, you will be taken by your Messiah or whoever. You will be guided to the true state of Jerusalem, and where you will be happy. And so that's why he was against Israel, Jews in Israel. So what are your thoughts on that?
What's the deal with those guys? Okay, first of all, their name is Neturei Karta. That's the name of their group. This is a really problematic. First of all, every person is taking things to the extreme. This is a very problematic group because they're also not learning a lot of things inside the Bible. Like a lot of things from the Bible are being taken out of their Bible. um like the story of Joshua and how we like managed to enter this country again and how we survived here, and a lot of things are like totally misread there. They're also like big supporters of Hamas and Ashaf and terror
Yes,
organizations.
yes, they
So
were.
yeah, let's just like call them what they are. They are a radical extremist group. Like I said, they are things like this in every religion. We also have them. Thank God they're not like an actual terrorist. However, they do pay and like help terrorists.
They
There
support
is like
they support the terrorists.
they
Yeah.
support problems. That is what they support. There is a lot of people are arguing. Some people are saying that they're not even Jewish. They're just like a group of people. But just like there is like a group of people in the USA, African Americans who one day decided they're the real OJ Jewish people. Just like groups like this are always arriving from somewhere and claiming things, and just like what I think
So
about
they're not
them.
truly Jewish.
No, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say they are, they don't. I'm saying that some people saying that they are, some people saying that they don't. However, the greatest thing is that those people are people who are paying terrorists and they're actually supporting people getting killed. They do not study the entire because the Torah is 5 books. However, there are after the Torah we have the Torah, the Nevi'im are prophets, and Ketuvim. Ketuvim is what is written, like after the prophets. This basically called Tanakh, the Jewish Tanakh, the Jewish Bible. And they are not following so many things inside of them, outside of the major Jewish Bible. And this is problematic. And yeah, I am aware of that group. I do not support her. That group. I think that what they're doing is wrong. And their opinions is like I don't know. The second that a person is only reading and learning the bits he like think about you studying the Vedas.
Selective.
Like there's a bunch of Vedas, but just follow one Veda and you say all the others is bullshit. Like, do you understand
Yes.
how weird this is? Yeah, this is what
It's
personally what I
selective
think about that
according to
group.
your convenience.
Yeah.
It is selective, basically. Okay. And
Listen, problematic people are everywhere. Yeah.
I understand. I understand. And so, so one other thing that I wanted to ask you was, how do you find basically, how do you find psychology as a medium? And probably this is my opinion, so I'm going to just say it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my concepts. So I think that most of these radical people, uh, whether it's Hindus, whether it's Muslims, whether it's Christians, or whether it's Jews. So what happens is they get too preoccupied with religious texts and a particular belief system. And I mean, I understand that faith is something which has to be something that you strongly believe in, but then there are other aspects also that in the mortal world people should follow. So I believe, and this is my thinking, that if psychology was introduced, general psychology was introduced as a subject in lower grades, in all around the world, in whatever schools children go to, I think that might dissipate this extremist thought or dilute the extremism of religion in all, in basically all religious contexts. So, how far do you think I am validated for saying for expressing this concept? If you're able to understand.
Yeah, there is a really good YouTube video. Someone, I don't remember his name. He's like a famous YouTuber. His video is called Don't Stay in School," if I remember correctly. He's from the UK, and what he did, it's like a really interesting video, like a song, a rap thing. I think he's talking about the problematic of schools, the fact that schools actually they actually said it's like they learn about what happened in the ancient time, and they're not learning about things that happened right now, like how to help a person right now. I really remember the line he said, um and I'm butchering it. He said that like they were not teaching us how to identify mental problems in our friends. However, I do know that back in the days, people were treated in leeches, and this is so like it's so important. And what you're saying, yes, it is important. A lot of things to be taught in schools are super important. Things like psychology, like trying to see people as like learn about how people are different but like the same, like to celebrate each other differences, but just like to give them, like to respect every person. I think this is really important, and it's super important to know where, like in psychology, everywhere every person is coming from, and how to help them, and how to identify when they're in a problematic situation. It's just like it's amazing how many girls and men and boys are like getting like food disorder, like how many people are suffering from bulimia and what the other one, bulimia and anorexia and all these things, in and it started in high schools and stuff, and people are not noticing this until it's like severely affecting, and only people who are suffering from stuff like this can identify. And this is why, like I said, it is super important to like what you said, I think it's super important to have also subjects like this being taught in schools. Like you don't need to know what happened all the time in history if you don't know how to identify things that are happening in the future, like I'm sorry, in the present, and to being able to identify them and to treat them. So yeah, I think psychology is super important. But there are a lot of psychologists and stuff, and I don't know like in which like psychology people will. So I think it's important to teach people a lot of different ways and stuff. I don't want children to learn about Sigmund Freud all the time, because
Not, no, it's not only Sigmund Freud. We don't
yeah,
directly
I
go.
know, I'm just like giving.
I'll, I'll just give you a very basic example. You see,
Yeah,
common people, from what I understand, this is just my personal opinion. This is not from any other person, from any other source. It's my realization that many people don't understand that they are being psychologically manipulated. It's not only a religious context; it can be a daily affair also.
no, you know how many women do not understand, and how many men don't understand when they're entering a toxic relationship. I think what you're saying is super important, like to know how to identify it. It is so
Exactly.
important. Yeah.
So, for example, see where I'm going with this. I'll actually come to my point. I'm building up to that.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
what my sorry, did you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Uh, no. So, what happens is, do you understand when one person patronizes another person? What exactly that implies?
That the other person who is patronizing is super insecure. This is what I've learned from experience.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of
Yeah.
it. So it's kind of like there's this one person who says that I'm quite strong, that I'm stronger than you. but don't worry, you're in my care. So that is a very basic example of patronizing. And
Mm-hmm.
what happens is in a country like a developing country like India, or in any country where people are struggling with normal lives, for normal people, people actually don't have the time to analyze that and kind of secure themselves. So, and people basically don't have an idea what patronizing is. Many people don't, I can tell you. So
Can I just like
what
ask you?
happens
I'm
is,
sorry for interrupting. Are you like working in the? Are you studying or working in the psychology field? I don't know how to ask that question. I don't know how to phrase that
no, no,
question.
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Actually, no, no, no. I am not
Mm.
studying in the psychology field, but I'm actually in IT. I'm actually working with software development.
Oh.
Psychology and basically general philosophy, not religious
Mm-hmm.
philosophy, general philosophy
Yeah.
is one of my subjects of interest, which is my go-to subject, like for leisure. I do it because when I see confusion all around me and I analyze it, I am a person who critically analyzes everything, and based on that I draw inferences, and then I ask people how they feel about what my inferences are. So that is basically my thing. Actually a science student.
Oh, okay. This is interesting.
So basically, what the thing I'm trying to build up to is, so patronizing, as you've heard. Uh, so now let me come to the main thing about religions. Let's say Christianity as it was, or Islam as it is. So you know what? I think it's a whitewash. It's a complete whitewash that people think people think that polytheism and monotheism, and with no disrespect to you, even if you think that, I think
I'm
it's a
not
bit.
white, so I just like I'm okay with whatever you say. However, I'm confused about saying whitewash when we were talking about, let's say, Islam,
No, no,
because
whitewash
Islam
means,
created in.
no.
Explain to me what
Whitewash means,
whitewash is, because immediately when I'm saying
whitewash
hearing the
means,
word white, I'm just like,
no. It's not in that sense. Whitewash
mhm.
means painting over something that means something else in that
Oh,
context.
okay.
That's what. So it's basically that they're saying monotheism. Someone is crying monotheism and someone is crying polytheism, and they are making that as the standpoint of the issue, of the struggle. And basically I think that's all hogwash. That is not the real issue. The real issue is something much more darker, something much more selfish in nature. From what I analyze, from what I see from people, it's more of their community, XYZ religion, is more in population than my community. So that is a one security point which no one says out loud, or if they say, it's not discussed many times, right? And so let me say, like, I can say that Muslims, let's say Islam, they have polygamy. So that is a problem for me. But you will not see, whenever there are debates about religions, that they are saying that polygamy is the issue, or having marrying your within your family or cousins is an issue. They are not saying that. They are only saying, oh, it's a polytheistic religion and that's why we don't like it. But I don't think that is the reason. My main thing is that they are trying to brush up their main reasons, their selfish reasons, under the ground, and they are trying to just place these nonsensical reasons. Who
Hold
cares if
on.
he has
I'm
10
sorry.
gods?
I'm
Who
sorry.
cares
What
if
you just
somebody
said
has
about,
one god?
no, no. What you said right now, it's a little problematic, because I first of all, I don't have a problem with people as long as the women are allowing it, get married with whatever people you, how many people you want. Um, it's just
Yeah.
like it's something that was really acceptable in the past. So
Okay.
I don't really see a problem with this. Um, the world changed. However, it not mean this is a problematic thing. Hey, if I will get married to
It's
someone and
not.
he also
You
have a
don't
lot of
say.
women and I can just go to sleep and not do chores, I'm laughing, but however, it's just like
So
every
that is a
person can
selfish
have
tendency, right?
what? I'm sorry.
So that isn't a selfish tendency.
Yeah, I'm a selfish person. However, this is different because
Okay.
um
Okay.
I just like, yeah, everyone is selfish. It doesn't like the
Mm.
point is to make sure that to share the same selfish reasons with other people and create a community and then work together
Right.
to achieve things.
Okay. But okay, fine. I understand you are fine with polygamy. But tell me one thing. Do you really
No,
think that polytheism and monotheism is any reason for a realistic issue? I mean, it really doesn't
listen,
matter in
dude,
the
you're
future.
asking me, you're talking to me about Islam. And if I was a Muslim person, I will be more than happy to explain Islam to you. However, because I only grew up next to Islam, I have Muslim friends and stuff. However, I am not Muslim. I don't see the reason, like, I don't think this conversation will be something that we can grow from because, like, I don't know. I'm not Muslim. I don't
Okay.
have in like my
So
opinions are
basically,
irrelevant because I am not Muslim, so it's not.
okay, okay, I understand. So my next point is, so from the same psychological perspective, I'm sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable at any
No,
point
it's
in
okay.
time.
I'm just
But
telling you that just like remember that you're talking to a Jewish person and not a Muslim person, so I will not be able to answer your Muslim question, your Islamic
no, it's
question.
not
Okay.
about Muslim. I'm just saying. I was just saying that the points that they make during debates
Mm-hmm.
is a superficial point. That's what my point was mainly. It's not on the issues which really people feel insecure about. That's what my point was actually. But
Mm-hmm.
let's move on from that. So my next thing is like what I feel is that there are many good people who are in Islam, who are Jewish, who are Hindus. There are many good people, but what happens is, due to the psychological peer pressure of a community, these good people are not able to act on their own. They are suppressed. So even if that person who who is a good person, what happens is, when there are extremist people who are actually building up on the community and they suppress these people, so then even these good people have to cave in under pressure. So that is where I'm saying psychology plays a big role, because if there is a psychological understanding of where a certain level of brainwashing is starting, is initiating, it can be somebody can avoid that. That is my point. Did you do am I able to come across?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So when people understand when a guy is trying to overpower me psychologically, or when guy is trying to bully me into something or peer pressure me, then if that person is psychologically more not wise, he will be able to probably avoid it, or probably get out of that situation. And this is what psychology can do. This is what general philosophy can do. It can make you think rationally, it can help you safeguard, and it can get you out of extremist views. I am not against religion. Let me get you. I'm ending
Yeah,
myself.
it doesn't. No one think you are. It's like your point is like loud and clear. It's not like it's okay. No one. I'm pretty sure no one think you're talking about against religion. You're just talking about pro. Pro talking to people and learning what make people tick. Perfect sense.
Exactly. Exactly. So if psychology was introduced in schools from the age of from class 3, from the junior classes, if it was inculcated, I believe it can solve this issue to some extent, to a good deal.
So what are
I
you
believe
doing to in order
influence
to
of
change it?
radical.
I'm sorry, just like yeah, it is
I am.
important.
I
However,
have.
what are you doing to change it?
I have. Well, see, common people don't have access to high profile, educational ministries or stuff like that. But
Hmm.
on Twitter and on social media sites, I have time and again raised this point at times in discussions with people who are somewhere in places of influence. I have raised this point, but it's not taken very seriously. It's not taken very seriously because everyone, to some extent, has a bit of an inclination towards their religion, and they want to safeguard it. As even Hindus, because as Hindus, we think that we are at a global scale we are a minority. We just have one country, one or two countries. You can say Nepal to some extent, and India, which is a Hindu country, and
So what?
Christian
You're
countries and
massive. Have
Islamic
you
countries.
seen Israel? You know how many times Israelis can get inside like your country? Like what are you talking about? Everyone know that India is a
We are
huge
massive,
place.
but we are just one country.
So
We are
what?
massive. I am not,
I don't see the
but we are just
problem.
one country.
So
We are
what?
not. We are not in one of the major leagues. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
Why is
but
it
this is what I'm
as in
trying
a
to say.
global
You
scale?
are. You just don't. You have this such a low self-esteem. If we're talking about like psychology, you are. You guys have such a low self-esteem that you don't understand how incredibly successful your country is. Your space program, every like all the things you did during COVID, like you honestly don't understand how. And it's shocking me sometimes when I'm talking to you guys and just like being like, I don't know, like I thought you guys are just like super humble, but when I'm talking to you, I like you honestly don't realize that you're a big country and you
No,
have like
no,
and
no.
you're doing a big things that are
I'm not saying
affecting
we
the
are not.
world.
Sorry, just sorry to interrupt. I'm not saying we are not successful. I'm not saying we are not successful. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying the countries which are Hindu countries are just limited in number. Okay, India is massive. I'm not denying that, but we also do have a fair share of other religions also here, and it's good. We love our diversity. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, like, if I take this concept of using psychology for all religions, right? Then our religion, our people also Hindu culture is there are only two countries, and we will probably be diluted first before all the other religions. So it's not fair for let's say us to use this concept on ourselves just instead of the entire global community. That's what my point is. Did I make myself clear,
Yeah, I
or
think you made
do I need to
yourself
rephrase?
clear. Yeah, I think I
I
understand what
I
you're
don't. I
saying.
want all extremists. I want all extremism to be out, but I just don't want one religion extremism to be out. I want them all to be out
Yeah, no,
together.
of course,
That's
of course. Every
do
it's
you
not
now?
about
Do you get my
countries.
point?
It's not about country, it's not about religion. There are people who are more extremists and it doesn't matter where they will be extremists. Like some people convert to Islam and then became extremists. It's not because someone just affected them and something weird happened for no reason. Those people were originally in their core a little bit extremist and no one saw it first. Right now, like I said, right now Islam is one of the most extremist, has the most extremist groups in the world, but Christianity also have this, and so many other countries and religions and things that are not even involved in this. Like, radicals will still be a thing even if religions will not be a thing.
So, do you agree with my concept then?
I agree with the fact that psychology should be something that being taught in schools, and that people should know how to identify radical things when they see it and try to immediately change it and keep it like more like on the level of just like humanity and just like talk about it, because when you are talking about things you become less extremes. And yeah, so with this I agree with you. I see that you have a whole other, if you actually spoke to people about that subject, and I love the fact that you actually did something about it. I know that this subject is way bigger than the I don't know, 10, 20, I don't know how many
Actually,
minutes we talked about, but yeah, but I'm pretty
I'm
sure
sorry.
it's
Yeah,
way
sorry
more
for taking up so
elaborated
much
than
of time.
that. No, no. What I'm
Sorry to
saying is
take up.
that I'm pretty sure that this idea and your points are way bigger than what you just mentioned right now. I know that if we had a longer conversation, you will get to more points and more things. Like, so this is something I acknowledge. Like, I know it's not just like about one thing and that is it.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no, of course.
Thank you.
The
Wonderful.
entire idea of this channel, like you said, I don't want to be extremist. I want people to be able to create this community and that people will talk to each other. Like, I love the fact that I like two people um met on my Instagram and then just like realized they live in the same city and now they're friends. It's so cool, and I love things like this because it is
That's it.
actually,
Is that
yeah, and it, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it because sometimes I'm just asking people like share pictures of where you are from, and then people are just like, "Oh, I live there," and it's just like I love how communities are getting created, and this is amazing way for me to try to create a community with you guys, something that it's you know not government controlled and not media controlled, even though we are in
absolutely?
YouTube and Instagram and stuff like this.
And we can have a good conversation on the all the while.
Yeah.
Hello. So, just one thing.
Mhm.
What do you think about? Do you know about the Theosophical Society?
About my what? I'm sorry.
The Theosophical Society.
Theos, theosophic, long word, and the word society behind it after that.
Theosophical Society.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with this. However, English,
Yeah.
long words in English are not really my thing because this is not my native
It was a
language.
society actually. Okay,
Okay.
okay, I get it. It was a society which was a spiritual society which was created, and there were many people who were very learned people, basically, who became part of the society, in order to go into the roots of religion, the
Hmm.
root, the causes of religion, how religion evolved, everything. They went into that, and it was labeled as a spiritualist group, although it's a bit of a spiritual group, but it's more of a knowledge oriented group. And the Vatican at that time, in the 1900s, early 1900s, the Vatican actually, because it was kind of like, going into the roots of religion, the Vatican said it was a blasphemy group, and they kind of, what happens, what
Oh,
in
what a
Vatican they.
shocker that the Vatican did not let other people. Yeah, it's not like
So that's what I was
just like
asking you about.
Vatican being Vatican. It's all okay. Yeah.
So I think that people, when they go into all this religious context of roots of religion, how religion came into being in the real world
Hmm.
sense, and the origin and all, yeah, you will see extremism will go down to. I think extremism should go down to a very good degree.
Yeah, I
Even
hope. I'm
people
sorry. Someone
after
in the comments reminded
years.
me to drink water, so thank you for the person who told me to drink water. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I love the people taking care of me as long as I'm just like, go ahead.
You're a wonderful host. What do you expect?
Thank you.
So that's what happened, and actually, the thing is that I think that if we raise awareness, and YouTubers, influencers, and even the people who are aware of these things, they raise awareness about using general psychology and general philosophy in schools. It's going to really alleviate the extremism concepts all around the world, and it will inculcate free thinking and a lot more things that help people in a realistic way, rather than in a going into heaven and that kind of way, which can also happen, which can coexist, I believe.
Mm. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I think it's just like, I think that if you will make a plan, a simple a simple plan, I'm sorry, English,
Plan.
and maybe try to talk to some people about it, something, points or system that it will be easier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will, agree with you and join it. I hope it will help.
Right.
Let's see.
And do you know I'm sorry, just asking you, do you know the difference between non-religious person and an atheist?
Yeah, of course.
What is it? Can you? I'm just
Oh, I'm
sorry
in
for that.
school now. Atheist is a person who is not believing in God and saying that there is no God. A person who is not, you know, religious is just a person who is not following any God. It's also like, I don't know, agnostic can also be one of these equations.
No, agnostic is someone who says, I think, as far as I know, agnostic is a person who says you cannot scientifically prove God.
No,
That is an
agnostic,
agnostic.
at
So I
least
don't.
for us, agnostic is a person who said maybe God is exist, maybe it does not exist. That is
Yes,
it.
scientifically.
Um, so
Yeah.
this is the difference. Yeah. Uh,
So
yeah.
a
Any
non-religious person. So sorry, you were saying.
No, I want to give the younger kids here like I put
Oh,
it in
sure, sure,
stick
sure,
with
sure.
form, yelling at them to go to bed. But like, so say your last words because it is
Yeah,
interesting.
just I'll just conclude this.
Hmm.
So what I'm saying is, and the problem is that people think that these people, those people who try to reduce extremism, who say that we must find a way to just to not go into religious practices and just believe in God the way we want to, a personal way, instead of being pressured by the religious communities. That person they think is an atheist. People cannot differentiate between a non-religious person and an atheist. that
Hmm.
is that is my point. So once people try to get the differences between these kinds of people, these categories, I think we'll progress to much better systems in religion itself. So that's my point. And yeah, please continue. It's wonderful talking to you.
No, it's great. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Goodbye. I'll try. I think last time. Please get ready. I hope you're ready.
Yes,
Speak.
yes,
Hey, I can hear you.
yeah, you can hear me, right? See, this is my
Yeah.
partner. Actually, he also
Hello.
great interest in geopolitics and all, and he
Mm.
is a liberal, and I am a bit conservative, so we fight all the time
As
regarding.
long as you're still remembering that your humanity is what matter and you need to be friends,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
good.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great.
Actually, he is Gujarati, I am Marathi, and we commonly speak Hindi. So every Indian actually knows two languages at same time, his local language and one national language. So in Israel,
Mhm.
an average person knows how many languages?
Well, we speak the major or three languages: Hebrew, Arabic, and English. I speak Hebrew and English and a little bit of Arabic. But there are a lot of people here from like there are a lot of different languages here because the 12 tribes of Israel came back from a lot of different places. So you can also hear Russian, Ukraine, Ethiopian, Swahili, like a lot of languages here. However, the main languages are Hebrew and Arabic and English.
Okay, so majority of people know at least any two of these languages,
Yeah.
according to. Okay, so actually, I wanted to
You
know
can ask other people also.
what? Sorry.
I'm saying that you can also ask other people about it. But yeah, majority of us are
Yeah,
speaking two languages.
actually, Indian students can speak three languages in average. Yeah, English also.
Hmm.
Speak
Which is
four.
amazing.
He can speak four languages.
Tell us, what do you know? Go ahead. I see you shine in the background. What are the languages you
Hi.
speak? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
So actually, I wanted to ask, how is Modi looked basically in Israel? Because I have seen Naftali Bennett and Modi. Basically, they were talking, and Naftali Bennett told that you are like the most popular person in Israel, a non-Israel person, and I have also seen your ex last prime minister. I'm not actually getting his name. That uh,
Benjamin.
Benjamin Netanyahu. It's
Benjamin
okay. You
Benjamin
don't need to
Netanyahu.
know his name.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, I had seen his posters with Modi, and he's basically portraying his election campaigns and all. So, is Modi, our prime minister, really that popular? Or I just
Listen,
wanted.
he's not. Um, Shah Rukh Khan is more popular. However, in the political field, yes, because Modi Ji is the first prime minister who is actually acknowledging Israel and being able to communicate with us and acknowledge the Jewish people who have lived in your country in Bharat and then came back to Israel, the people from Kuchin and all of those places. This is why when we see Modi, we respect him a lot. Also, one thing that I totally respect him for is when he came here, he saw how he is always talking about saving water and changing and making water drinkable water. And when he was in Israel, he saw how we are creating drinkable water from the ocean water. And then I saw him speaking in the UN about the same thing. And I was just like, this guy's actually like caring about what he is saying he is caring about. This is something that as much as I don't like
So
governments and stuff,
I'd like
I
to
really respect him for
counter
that.
you. If I may, I'd like to counter you. People perceive Modi as
Sure.
more of a person who speaks a lot and does very little.
Actually, I'm a Modi fan, and he is a Congress fan. I'm BJP fan. He's Congress fan. So we actually fight all the
Hey,
time.
I'm just saying what I heard, and yeah, I'm with you, the guy in the red. I heard him speak. I haven't seen him action. However, I saw him drink. He came to Israel. This is a big thing. He drank.
Yeah.
The guy actually said yes to drink water that he saw someone is like rising from the ocean, put it in a machine and given it. Like he agreed to drink like ocean water before he realized we made it drinkable water. So it is something pretty remarkable to do. Like if you don't know what is going to happen. However, yeah, like you said, I don't live in Baharat, so I don't know exactly what he is doing in all of those fields. I'm saying that in one field I saw him doing something really really cool that he acknowledged thing. That
See,
is it.
actually, I want to tell you one thing. Modi promotes himself a lot. A lot means a lot. His approval rating is above like 70% and all in India.
But he's
I'm
a
just,
politician. This is what
yeah, yeah, yeah.
politicians do. They're like every celebrity that you see on the news. They're just like every famous person. They promote themselves. They have social accounts. They post in pictures, upload. They're like influencers, but they're actual
So
influence
the
about
thing
things.
is, it's a fact that most of the media outlets in India, the mainstream
Hmm.
media outlets, which show news in mainland language of Hindi, they are owned by people who are parts of his party, or they are members of his party, or those who fund his party indirectly.
Yeah.
So the major agenda, like it's mainstreamed favoring BJP and Modi. He's like shown as a god. So if you may know, there was a famous ruler named Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Hmm.
If you have heard of him, he fought against the Mughals. So people, those media outlets actually compare Modi to that ruler. Like he was one of the greatest rulers ever. So that's how journalism in India has gone down to,
Let
and
me hold on. Let me
it's
tell you a secret about the guy who fight the Mongols. He was also a human. He was also getting into a fight. There are a lot of people who also didn't agree with him. This is just like this is the problem when people think about heroes. They just think about this peaceful person that like fight and everyone loved him like 100%. And the world is not like this. The world is not black or white. This is why I'm saying that like I understand that like I understand the major that the government that ruling the land is you know sending what they want to send to the people. This is happening all over the world. Yes, this is problematic, but this is not something that is different from Israel, from Russia, Ukraine, Serbia, give me names of other countries, Congo. This is like it's happening all over the world, and
Right.
this is just like a part of being a government to like rule the people. It is problematic, however it
I would
happens.
like to inform you that actually when Modi came into power, then in our geography books or I think in science books, examples of Israel were actually given, that how they save water and all. I have actually studied it. So I was also fascinated that the country is very small. There are very few resources. We have like a subcontinent. Entire subcontinent is there, like comes under Indian, but still we face problems. And also, yeah, that the problem of water, then their innovations and development in the field of agriculture and all, Israel basically. So it's really remarkable and appreciable. Actually, I would like to know how is Bollywood, which is Bollywood like movies seen in Israel and all.
Hold on, first of all, let's uh, what you ask about how Bollywood, sometimes there is a movie that is succeeding here. However, we not watch Bollywood on a daily basis. Bollywood is not such a big thing in our life. However, more important, I want to know, you actually studied about like Israel in your schools and stuff.
Yeah, we have.
This is so weird for me to hear that. But I want to clarify why we are able to create stuff like this and why I think this is the problem with Bharat. Um, like you said, we are very small countries and we have enemies all around us. So we live in a danger 24/7. And sometimes we do have a problem that we don't get water because the only river with drinkable water we have, sometimes Syria is closing is like trying to make us not being able to drink the water. So this is why we had to learn to defend ourselves and to feed ourselves, because Bharat is such a huge country and has so many different territories inside of it. I think this is why, because you haven't felt the pressure of you have to do something or you don't have water, this its effect on how fast you creating things on that level. Just like I'm pretty sure you two don't live with your parents right now, right?
No.
Great. I love how you admit it, like both of you did this on the same way. Okay. So you do know what it's like that right now you need to take your responsibility on yourself. You need to wake up in time for schools. You have to do your homework. You have to feed yourself something more nutrition than pizza 24/7 and, candies
Okay.
and stuff. I know that this is not what you're
Actually,
doing.
we had
However,
pizza today.
okay, but this is why the second you're changing, the second you're moving to something different and have a different point of view, this is when you evolve, and this is why Israel changed. This is why I don't want you guys to be in a dangerous situation like Israel. However, like, and when people are studying about Israel, just like keep in mind why we managed to do all these great inventions. It's because we've been forced to. It's like it's
Yeah,
not all wow, Israel is so amazing. It's like wow, something really messed up happened to Israel and this is how they managed to survive. Like look at it from
yeah.
this point of view.
Actually,
Like I don't want you to worship Israel or something.
yeah, definitely. See, it was a do or die situation basically. If you wouldn't have developed that great military, then eventually your people were killed. So you were forced to basically innovate and all, and you didn't have resources. Your neighboring countries wouldn't give you anything, so you were forced basically. So in India's case, the same situation is not there because we actually have abundant resources. So yeah, it's
But the second you don't have those resources, the second you two are opening the fridge and there's nothing in the fridge because you two did not went and bought food. This is when you realize, oh, I need to take care of myself. And yeah, this has happened. This is kind of the same thing that happened in Israel to Israel. However, you guys are also right now are suffering difficulties of not having the luxury of um of a fridge that is always full and food all the time and stuff like this. So I'm pretty sure that this is also because it's not okay. I'm blabbing. I'm sorry. The fact that India has a lot of resources, it's not changing the fact that you guys are evolving and changing and moving yourself. Like you moved from your house to a different place. This is something that a lot of people in you guys are 17-ish. This is
Yeah.
not something that most of the 17-ish people are doing, and this is why it will help you in the way. Like you will get less homesick and more be able to do things. So it's also something amazing that will benefit you in the future.
Yeah, definitely. We have become quite independent now because it's our responsibility. We actually came here at the age of 16. Now we are 17 years old. See, I just wanted to speak on the idea of Greater Israel. So in India, there is idea of Akhanda Bharat, basically United India, which was before the 1700s. Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Tibet, Bangladesh, and all those kind of Sri Lanka also. Then I had read about the idea of Greater Israel, that some parts of Saudi Arabia, then entire Palestine, of course, then some
First of all,
parts of
Palestine is right now a territory, and it was part of the kingdom of Israel. Because remember, we used to be a kingdom before. It's not the first time that we have a country that
yeah.
got destroyed and stuff. Um, yes, there is the story about the Great Israel. We call it Eretz Israel Hashlema, the whole of the country of Israel. It is what mentioned in the Bible that are the limits. However, we're not inspiring to take over the entire world. We're not going to say we're going to conquer entire Asia or Africa or Europe, the countries that are combining us. We're just saying we just want the land that we had. That is it. And right now, we're not doing something about it. Like, we're not going to go into war and saying we're going to fight for the entire of Israel. This is not our thing. Like, right now, like several times Israel agreed to peace treatment and stuff that we will lose actually a lot of places. The Gaza Strip 17 years ago, the Gaza Strip was a part of Israel. The Hamas was not an organization. Like all these things, we gave it away in a peace offering, and it didn't help us. But just like we're not looking to create a huge Israel. It's not what we're about.
Actually same thing is actually happening with India. Whenever India goes for peace and all, then there is definitely a strike going to come from Pakistan or either China. India has been invaded 4 times by Pakistan, 2 times by China. So we totally broke Pakistan into two parts, Bangladesh and Pakistan. And actually we made them surrender 93,000 soldiers. We could have told them to basically get away, basically get their forces away from their part of Kashmir, but we didn't really did that in order to have peace and all. So but even today the problems of Kashmir are still there. A Shimla agreement was done between both countries. The case was that basically Pakistan wouldn't take the issue of Kashmir in outside these both countries. And today de- in every country that Pakistan prime minister goes, they take the issue of Kashmir.
So what they did was like there's a company named Hyundai. It's a car company of Korea. So their unit in Pakistan, the Pakistani government made them tweet about Kashmir and that how Kashmir belongs to Pakistan. So that's the kind of politics they are doing. And then the company Hyundai faced, the South Korean embassy. The embassy was called to India, and their discussions, and Hyundai was forced to take those tweets down. So even the Hyundai China and many international companies which have operations in Pakistan and China, they are forced by their governments to give out such public notices at large.
First of all, let's acknowledge how ridiculous it is that countries that are not even close to your country are being forced to talk about Kashmir. This is just like what happened in Israel and Palestine and Gaza. It's just like I hate it when countries are like in the way and saying their opinion. I'm just like, but you're not from here. Like,
Yeah,
not
definitely.
like
Right.
stop. Yeah, so
This
it's just like
and
it's
all they
amazing.
speak like all the time. Turkey, it's Turkey intervenes in both Israel, Palestine, and in India, Pakistan.
Yeah, the
So
thing about Turkey, I don't remember if they also if the on like I don't know how to call it in English. The Ottoman Empire, they were ruling Israel. They're like they conquer the land of Israel. I'm not sure they managed to reach all the way to India, but however, they were pretty massive, and they're always trying to go back to the days, but when they were an empire, because every country that was an empire is trying to go back to their glory days, and Turkey is not like is one of them.
yeah. So that ambition should be totally like abandoned by all their respective countries. India also shouldn't dream of Akhanda Bharat because it will
Mhm.
eventually lead to wars and all. And we want peace, right? We want people to live on those lands. We just don't want those lands, right? So actually, I would like to tell you a fact. After Indian government, the Catholic Church owns the second largest land in India. They own like schools, hospitals, all of them. And I am also studied in a convent school where basically everything was like from Christianity perspective, and 99% of the students were Hindu there because Muslims wouldn't really allow their children in convent schools, right? So actually I know quite, I have like quite good idea about Christianity and all. So basically, they are spreading their culture. So there is one state in India named Arunachal Pradesh. 50 years ago, it had like just 1% of its population Christian, and today it's above 70%. You can you can just imagine at what scale they are basically spreading their religion and all. So for that reason, extremist Hindus or orthodox Hindus, we can say that they they come into existence, right? Because we want to register, because this is the only major country that we have, and we want to save our religion. So that is the case. Actually,
I
I
think
have
this is
also,
so amazing that you actually care about that.
sorry, sorry.
I'm saying, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear.
Okay. I'm saying that I think this is really, I mean, I love the fact that you guys are caring about things like this. As long as you're not being extremist about your religion, I love the fact that you're like that it this is something that is important to both of you, even if you have a different views on many other things.
Actually, I had read communism, socialism. I have read that in ninth and 10th and all because I had basically interest in it. So I read. I had also read spiritual books of Hinduism. Actually, I was atheist in 7th, 8th, and ninth and all. I was like, I had like communist ideologies because yeah, communism actually attracts people because it gradually solves problems, right? When we read communism, it's like the problems are totally solved, but actually communist countries, they fail totally, that failed. So that is also one of the reason. Basically education is important in countries like Iran and all. People are quite friendly. I have basically interacted online with various Iranians. They are quite good, but they don't really have knowledge about Israel. What are their actual views? They are like just they are just consuming the content that their leaders are providing them in order to fulfill their selfish goals and all. So spread of education is quite important because even I was like communistly, like communism, I liked it, but today I know it's reality, right? We have to preserve our culture. We don't really have to force people to like under one party and all. That is totally like rubbishness. So yeah, spread of education is quite important.
Yeah, I also think it is important to question your beliefs and try to see if the other people, if people who have a different point of view, a different way of life, if they are right. Because I think it's really important. And yes, in communism, there are so many amazing things. I'm also telling all the time about I want this to be a community and everyone will be together and stuff. Yeah, but you always need to find where, like I said, like we had the conversation with the person before, when it get into a be extremist, it is dangerous. And when the entire country is communist and not letting people, blossom and grow, and they have to be in the same mold they've been born to, yeah, this is problematic. But I love the fact that you question things and tried a different way of living. And I think this is super important because you need to you guys are in the age right now, in the magical age, that you can make any mistake you want and people will say they are young. So just like have a lot of question, make a lot of bad choices as long as it's not hurting yourself or other. Just like question everything. Try to educate yourself and even rebel if you want. Just like I think this is so important because this is how you can, shape yourself. You guys are 17. You just like I'm jealous. When I was in your age, I was uh problematic as hell. So just like I don't like I want you to, be good in school and whatever, but I also think this is super important that you will question your beliefs, question everything. Uh yeah, I think this is a really good way to figure out what is important for you and what is the values you want to, to have.
Yeah, we are quite good at studies, and we have got admission into one of the top commerce colleges of of our state, Maharashtra. So level of
Yeah.
competition in India. So we are
Yeah, I've
we
seen the
I can say
Kota
that I'm
factory, and the second you said that, the second you said you moved to a different place to study, I immediately remember in the Kota factory, and I just wanted to take you here and to
So
tell you, you don't need
you
to
have watched
study all the
Kota?
time. Yeah, I saw the Kota factory, and I talked to several people who were there because I saw it, and I was just like, guys, tell me if it's
he's
you're
from
from
Kota, by
there,
the way.
So
dude. This place, what the hell?
yeah,
Oh,
so actually my parents wanted me to go over there.
no,
I
I'm
even got
telling you, no.
admitted in one of the institutes over there, but I ran away. I literally ran
No,
away.
dude, you deserve to have a personality.
Right.
It's crazy what is going on
But
with the
that's the
Kota
truth.
students.
The thing showed in that web series is the truth of many, like lakhs of students studying over there. It's really their life is like that. They study 18 hours a day and they fight depression, anxiety,
No, no,
competition,
no.
stress, everything.
It is terrible. It's not okay. This is why every time a person telling me he's a student, I'm just like, oh god, not, like I'm pretty sure there are a lot of places like Kota. However,
No,
this place I heard it, I'm just like,
the place which has the maximum concentration of such students is Kota.
is Kota?
Many,
Okay.
but many smaller cities like the city of Mumbai. So the institutes, the coaching institutes, the educational institutes functioning in Kota have branches in Mumbai, have branches in Delhi. So in various parts of India. So they have tried to create a kind of similar atmosphere in other cities as well. But the level of atmosphere they have in Kota, they have not been able to build yet in other cities.
Basically,
I
it
am
is city
so
of
happy
students.
you're not studying in Kota. You do not understand. The things I spoke to people who are students there, and I just wanted to kidnap them all to Israel and to tell them you're gonna
Right.
learn from
Yeah.
8 till 1, and then you're gonna run in the street, hear a ball, go outside and play. It's just like I'm so glad you're not there. I just like it's crazy.
Yeah, actually, his native place is Kota. It is a city of students, basically.
I
That students
Yeah,
on
but you're not learning there, so this is
No, we are
good.
not.
I hope that you guys like. Do you guys have time? I like you have time right now to talk to me. This is amazing, but like you have time for yourself to have a hobby or
Right.
whatever, to just to stare at the wall, to scroll on Instagram all the, like I want you to also have to be a teenager also, not just
We are.
studies.
We are
we
teenagers.
are.
We
Good.
have a
Good. Don't tell your parents. but it is not that important to have the best grades right now. You can always invent yourself. You can always find yourself in a different field. You do not have to, stop being human in the
Definitely.
time that you need to study.
Actually, I wanted to ask a question.
Sure.
You can not answer it. See, at this age, basically, there is a craze of relationships and all. So, should we pursue that as maybe like on one side, and other side
I don't
we
know
can keep our
your
studies going on, or we should just focus on our work?
I think that this is I don't know you, so I don't want to tell you go this, do that. As long as you are respectful to women, I think this is super important to have a relationship, to know what it's like to be in a relationship with a significant other. However, it is messing with your brain, and you need to think what is more important to you right now. um like, I don't want to tell you don't have girlfriends or have girlfriends. It's just like, do whatever you think is right for you right now, and just try to have, do you have female friends? Not girlfriends, like female friends.
Definitely, we do
Okay,
have.
great. So just like, if you feel like you want to get to know someone on a deeper level, then yes. But just like, don't go and like search for a girlfriend just because you decided you want a girlfriend. It's not working like this. And also, it's the relationship is never working. Like, if you have a really good friend and you feel something towards them, then maybe you can pursue that. But just like, what am I saying? You're 17. Go conquer the world. Have fun. Do whatever you want. What am I trying to give you an auntie advice? Do whatever
Yeah,
you want as long as you respecting women or men. I'm not judging. Have fun.
yeah.
Just like, I don't want you to go to someone and say, "Hey, someone on YouTube told me I should get a girlfriend." It's like, no, man. It's like,
No,
you should do you.
no, definitely not. So, can we ask more questions, or you are continuing with others?
Sure.
We can ask.
No, go ahead. You can ask. As long as you remember your bedtime. This is when my auntie mode is kicking off.
It's
As long as you
12:30.
remember when. Yeah, I know it's late.
Actually, we have exams tomorrow, but yet we are like sitting and talk.
I'm kicking you out. No, okay, go
No,
ask
no.
your questions, but then just like, remember you have to study.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you can ask questions if you have anything about India. If you have.
Not about India, about your. Okay, what is the. How do I phrase it? What is going on with your life? Like, you're studying in a place and then you're renting a different place. Like, how is your life right now?
So we both are from two different cities, like
Okay.
far cities, and we are currently staying in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
So we got admitted into this college. It's a very good college. We are currently 11th graders. We are not even college goers. We are 11th graders. We are school
Mm-hmm.
kids. So we live near college in a PG apartment. So it's a rented apartment. We have our own room and everything. We have to get groceries and stuff. We have a caretaker who cooks food for us. So yeah, currently we have exams going on, so that's why we have come over here. Until last year, the COVID situation was very bad, so we had online classes and all. But the exams they have kept offline, unfortunately. So
So we have to study now.
yeah, we are forced to
Yeah.
study now. We haven't studied for over 2 years. So yeah, that studies and staying at home, like can't really go out. Don't have the time to go out right now.
Well, it's school, so it's always like there are exams, it's like you have to be studying
Right?
all the time.
Yeah.
Um, Although, like I said, it's not that big deal if you're gonna get some bad grade. Like, I know people are telling you you're gonna lose everything and your life will be terrible, but it's like, it's not. Trust me.
Right.
And if you think it is, come to Israel. I'm gonna show you how many people are in high tech are going to tell you I was terrible in school. It's like, it's all good,
Yeah.
but study. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to like tell you it like to relax on your study, but also like be serious about it.
Yes. And
It's like
I,
so
I
weird
just
the
want to
fact
ask
that
one.
you're living like this. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Actually, my big brother told me that in Israel, people are four kinds. They are ultra Orthodox, they are Orthodox Jews, then they are Jews, and then they are secular. In India, the people are Hindus, and then they are secular. So, is that like true? There are ultra Orthodox Jews and all, basically, in large quantity.
There is a lot of different subgroups inside of Judaism in Israel. They are the ultra Orthodox. I'm pretty sure they are the one that the media is showing you, the guys with the black suits, the beards, the hat, all of that. There's the Orthodox, are the one with the a head cap, yarmulke we call it. I don't know, kippah. It's just like a round thing on that you put on your head, and it's knitted most of the time. Those are the Orthodox. There are a lot of like you cannot actually be like an atheist in Israel and like not celebrate holidays and stuff because it is such a big thing. Um, and you also celebrate with a lot of different religions because we have also Christianity and Islam here, so you've been forced to celebrate one thing or the other.
Right.
Actually, one of the previous these meet members told that Hindus can basically explore other religions, right? So we
Yeah,
are. I don't think any religion is gives as freedom as Hinduism, because there is no restriction at all. Basically, there is no compulsion in Hinduism. See, he is veg, but I eat both veg and non-veg. So typical view of Hinduism is that all the Hindus are veg and all, so they meditate all the time, like typical view. I had seen it in foreign media and all. So see, in Christianity maybe they like go to church and all every Sunday. In Islam they follow the during the Eid they fast and all. So but in Hinduism there is not at all any restriction. Basically the people who want to pursue the things that have been told in our Vedas and all, so they can follow the things according time to time. But general people generally don't follow the things because it is not compulsion basically in our religion.
yeah, it is super weird for me, you see, because I live in such a different mindset, um and my religion and way of life, it is so different. So it's really interesting. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about it, so it's going to take a lot of time to process this and to say, oh, okay. Yeah, but that is something that is weird for me. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just something that is weird for me to hear about it.
Actually, do you
But I
have
guess
any plan
this is the
of
point,
visiting India? Do
Yeah,
you
of
have
course.
plan of
I'm
exploring?
trying to save money for it.
Okay,
Do I
so
have what? I'm
uh,
sorry.
so actually, are you in college or means you do job and all? You are
No,
student?
I finished with all of that. I have a job. That's it.
Sorry, are you doctor?
No, I'm
Actually,
working in like a really small job. I'm not a doctor or something. Like I don't work in a major thing.
okay. We will.
It was nice seeing
It
you.
was nice
We'll
actually
keep
meeting
watching
you.
your videos.
Yeah. Good luck in your exams. I'm just like let me know if you're on Instagram or something, let me know both of you
Yeah,
how
Yeah, we
was
will
it?
be.
we'll find your page and we'll text you as
I want to hear how was the exams and everything.
definitely.
We will type here in this chat if you want, or we will text you on Instagram.
Great. Just like write me, hey, we're the guys from the thing.
Right.
Yeah, and I want everyone here to send you like positive vibes, and I really hope you're gonna have a great grades, and like not only on this test, on every test, and that you will have, the ability to say, good, I have good grades. Now I can go do whatever I want in my life.
Thank you so much. It
Thank
was
you.
nice talking with you.
Thank you.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thank you. Bye.
guys. I love the fact that people are actually like joining this and just like for such a different way of lives. Like I absolutely love it. Um I want to talk about one thing really important with the all Ola thing that happened. Yes, I got annoyed. I'm still like think he's a nice person because I saw people talking about it in the chat. I think maybe he's a nice person, but just our personalities clash. Is totally okay. Like you don't need to spread hate towards him because it's all good. That is it. Another thing, I think because it's getting late, not only here but also where you are, I'm gonna do the 10 minutes timer per person. Let's set it up. Okay, Mark, you were here from a long time ago, so get ready. 10 minutes. Unmute yourself. You're muted, so can you unmute yourself?
Hello? Hello?
Mark?
Hello?
Okay, try to fix it. And then, um, let's see who else is in here. Mark, are you like okay? Are you aware I'm talking to you? Wave to the camera if you are. Okay, great. Let's try it again. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, hold on. I'm setting the 10 minutes timer because I want everyone to have their time.
Sure. Are you
Hello.
able to hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Yes.
Hey.
I've been listening to your calls, like to your, I call it conference calls. Every week you have on Saturdays. I think on Sundays you have it.
Every time I have a time. Yeah.
Yes. So I am a big fan of Israel. Like I want to visit Israel, Jordan, Petra. So try to gather more information about Israel each and every day. So
Oh, cool.
whatever I see on the television, like I see a Muslim Arab throwing stones at the Israeli army, and Israeli army like firing gunshots at them, killing them, terminating them. I see no value for human life in Israel. Like, is that true? Like,
Hold on. Let me
yeah.
No, first of all, absolutely not. That when you're saying Israelis, this is super important to clarify. It's not Arabs versus Jewish people. It's radical Islamic versus people, Jewish, Muslims, Christians. The guy who was the police officer who died in a terror attack several days ago, he was Arab Christian, and like the guy who got killed, I don't remember when it was, just like again last week, there was another soldier who got killed, and he's Druze, which is a specific, I don't know how to explain to you guys what Druze is, but it is also an Arab different thing. Like in Israel, everyone are equal. So the way of life, when you're talking about it, in Israel we have it. In radical Islam is saying that jihad, when people are dying in jihad, they're becoming a shaheed. It's like to kill yourself while killing others. It is one of like a higher thing for them. Radical Islamists, not just any Islamist. So there is a specific group where human life means absolutely nothing to them, but it is not the case in the entire Israel, or Israeli Muslims or Israeli Christians or Israeli Jews.
Yeah, I felt very sad seeing that video because Israel is supposed to be the holy land. Like people have to love one another. The prophets of Israel always taught them love. I don't know how these people got into the Holy Land, how they are so violent.
Well, we've been taught in a lot of fairy tales that the world should be, love and glitters and fairies and unicorns and stuff. And this is not the case. I mean, the Holy Land is a land that people fought about for centuries, and it's not going to end, unfortunately. Um, However, yeah, it's not something that's going to stay like safe and peaceful for like a long previous of time.
Do you think Arabs are fault at this, or like Israeli government also has a like
I think
is not handling the situation properly? Like why
first
these
of all,
people are resorting to violence?
in the Israeli government, there are Arabs people. There are Arabs people in the government. It is not about Arabs. It's about radical Islamists. The only thing that is about. That is it. This is why I'm telling you, when people are talking about, oh, the Israeli government is being rude to Arabs, I'm just like, so you mean the Arabs are being rude to Arabs because there are made like a lot of Arabs in our governments.
All right.
Like, this is not
Because,
an Arab versus Jewish people thing. This is a religious thing, a radical thing. That is it.
all right. Because I heard one speech from Benjamin Netanyahu, the former prime minister, where he said
Mhm.
that Jerusalem is safer than New York. But when I see those videos that on YouTube, I get really scared, like how
Hey,
people are resorting to violence.
most of the times it is super safe here. Like,
Yes.
seriously, there's a lot of times where I can walk in the street in 2 a.m. Not that I'm doing this like all the time. I'm a home girl. I'm a nice girl. I'm not like going outside late at night or stuff. However, I remember several times that I came back from places or a party and something late at night, and I felt completely safe, even though the people who were walking around me, a group of 2, 3 men's around me, and also Arab men's, if you want to like make it like more scary for the media, but I felt safe. It is really it is really not the case, and the media is trying to show it like the Arabs are scary, and it's not like this. It's like the world is not black and white.
Yeah, like are Jews prevented from going into a Palestinian territory, or like it's free for you people because you guys protect the Palestinians? I think your country protects the Palestinians also. Like you
Well,
have free visa
actually,
or for that?
I had a vlog about it actually when I traveled the Arab market in Jerusalem. There was a guy telling me if I want, he can take me to. Okay, so there are several places in the Palestinian territory. There the places where this is Jews and Arabs living together, places where it's only Arabs but Jews are allowed to enter, and places where Jewish people are not allowed to enter, and if they are entering, they will get killed. Something that did happen for a lot of times. This is why it was really important for me to show people when a person is just like, I told a person in the shop in one of the Arab markets that, oh, I'm filming this for tourists. And he said, if you want, I can take you to Ramallah, Bethlehem. I don't remember when he said, oh, he said Jericho, which is a place where Jewish people are not allowed to enter. And there are actually not only Jewish, Israeli people are not allowed to enter. And there are signs that are specifically saying that if you are entering, the army is not going to save you and stuff. Like, of course they're going to save you. However, like, there are places for me as a Jewish person, I am not allowed to enter in the Palestinian territory because of what the Palestinians decided.
Yeah. One query I'd always in my mind, like I know Jews lived there for centuries, like 3,000 years. We can find Jews living in
Even
Israel.
more, but yeah.
Okay, but I don't know history about the Arabs. How these Arabs got into the Holy Land? I don't know about that. Can
Well,
you
the
enlighten me,
Arabs,
like what really happened? How these people entered there?
what we know right now, I'm not in archaeology. Unfortunately, I'm
Okay.
not in archaeology and field and stuff. They came from Saudi Arabia. Most of the Hamul, most of the tribes, they're just like, conquered. Just like the people in Egypt right now are not like they're Arabs. They're not the actual Egyptians that had, they built the pyramids and all this stuff. They were like other people, like they in uh, what's close, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, all of those places. They were not in Arab places. However, the Arabs, tried to conquer the world and conquer those places, and this is why they are there right now. Um, so it's just like every other thing and every other group that is entering a place. I mean, they conquer them. Makes sense. I mean,
I know Persians invaded, the Arabs invaded Israel, the Turks invaded Israel. Like many countries have invaded Israel in the past. So are there like followers of them? Like are they followers of Turkey or like other countries?
what I mean, followers of Turkey.
Means that they basically are from that origin. Like they
Oh,
settled there from there.
I don't know, honestly. I'm not
Okay.
sure. There are Jewish people who were being forced when the Ottomans were ruling here, forced to move to Turkey to serve and do stuff like this. However, they came back here. But I don't look at them as Turks. I look at them as Jewish people. So I honestly don't know.
Okay. And one more thing is like why Israel is so expensive to live. Like have you people import most of the stuff? Like what
Dude, I
happened?
don't I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. If I was like, I have no idea what thing is so expensive here.
Okay.
It is crazy. I'll give you that. Yeah, it is a little problematic for tourists. However, come travel to Israel.
Yes, it's no problem for the wealthy Arabs. They have the oil money with them, but it's very difficult for us Indians. Yeah.
Listen, I don't understand. Like I don't know. I don't understand how money why Israel is so sorry, the 10 minutes is up. I don't understand why Israel is so expensive. No reason whatsoever.
All right. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for so much for your time. It was nice speaking
You're
to you. Thank
welcome.
you.
You too. Bye bye. Okay, I'll try to let other people join and then I'm just like then we're gonna go to sleep because it's getting late. Are you sure you're where I'm talking to? Wave to the camera if you are. Great. I'm setting up the 10 minutes timer. Go ahead. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are
I'm
you?
audible. I'm
Yeah, you
audible.
are. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you. My name is Ayush Anand and I'm 16 years old.
Why are you up so late on a
Uh,
school? No, I'm joking.
because
Hi.
because I never talked to from someone who is foreigner.
Mm.
So I want to talk to them and want to know about them something which from their mouth because I wrote newspapers and see news channels, but I think it's better to talk in person.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
It's much easier.
and I want to know what are the most मतलब what is your favorite food in Israel? Your favorite food.
What is the what? I'm sorry.
What
Oh,
is
my
your
favorite food.
favorite? Huh.
Let's see. My favorite food. I mean, I love pizza and stuff like this. But it's not Middle Eastern food, falafel. If I don't know if you know what is falafel. Um,
Actually, I don't know, but I think I will try. Eat someday.
yeah, I don't know how to explain it. You can just like Google how it looks. It looks
Acha,
like
okay,
food.
okay,
Let's see if I can
okay.
try to find an image of falafel.
No, you don't
So weird.
have to bother so much.
Don't I just said I'm the first foreign person you're talking to. You need to learn stuff. Hold on. Let me screen share. No. Um Trust me what I'm saying. Hold on, let's see if
Okay.
I
Do you
can.
like spicy things or sweet?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if you can you see this?
Yes,
The
yes.
food. Are you seeing this? This is
Uh,
falafel, and this is really good. So falafel is this, those balls, and we
ye-
eat it with salad and hummus and tahini that is has to be dripping. Yeah. So this is the food that I
yes,
absolutely love.
yes.
Yeah.
Thanks. I will try in future, surely.
Great.
And actually, I don't have much heated. I want to talk in um, daily life things, such like that. So I want to talk that is is Israel a country which is really good for foreign trips?
Well, listen, I just spoke to the person before you that Israel is expensive. However, Israel is amazing. Like there is because we are a small country, you can see so many things in such a short time, and I think like it will. I know I love my country, so I'm just like I'm always telling
Yes,
you
yes.
guys to come visit here. So
I know you
yeah.
you will say that. And okay,
Mhm.
another thing, what are the most uh, what are the most what are the most festivals which are liked, or I can say what your favorite festival in Israel which you enjoyed the most?
Well, we just celebrated Purim. I made several videos about it, which
Yes,
is
I watched that.
great. Oh, great. So, yeah, Purim. Everyone is dressing up, everyone is having fun, having a good time. I absolutely love Purim. This is like such a major, like a big event here. So, this is my favorite thing.
It was very amazing. I watched your stream. I
Yeah,
like
I know
that.
it's I know it looks crazy. I know this is why I said I need to explain to people what is Purim before I'm gonna show you how we are celebrating, and then you're gonna think, oh, Jewish people are completely crazy. That is, hmm.
No, we
Um,
are more crazy because I was too celebrating Holi and it was so colorful, you know, coloring other people's
mhm.
in the roads. So like a color festival which we celebrate in roads. We colored our closed ones and celebrate, make food, eat, lots of things. So apart from Purim, there is a second festival which you also like most.
But you ask me what I like the most, and then you ask what I also like the most. So it's a little, but I'll try to think. We have
You
I also showed you on Hanukkah, which is another holiday that we have for 8 days, which is really similar to Diwali. And this is another thing that is really, I really love. We're going to celebrate Pesach soon,
yes.
which is, I'm going to make maybe a video about it to explain a little bit what it is. However, it is not my top favorite. So I'm just like, so Hanukkah and Purim, those are the two ones I like. I hate when I have to like if I'm missing out the celebration of
Yes,
this.
I liked it. I want to join those parties and do that stuff. It's feel like
You
amazing. I want
can,
to.
of course, you can join. Every person can join. This is the whole point of this. Like you will not be able to convert to Judaism. However, if you want to celebrate with us and be happy and dance in the street in some crazy outfit, you are more than
No,
welcome.
no, not that convert stuff. I will just say my name in a different language or something and join those people to enjoy their festival.
No, no, no. It's okay. You can be whoever you are. Like there's so many I showed you like a lot of people. There are also a lot of people from like a lot of different religions and stuff also dancing there. It's like people are going to celebrate. That is it.
Okay, okay. And I want to know that there is some, famous legends of Israel which as a kid, grown-ups used to teach or talk मतलब they talk about or to their children मतलब legends, some small stories, a
Explain it
small
again,
story.
because I'm sorry, I don't think what.
There are
About
some
what?
stories which are told by parents to their children, legends, some small
Oh,
stories.
well, we have most of our stories are actually from, our history or Bible or stuff like this. So it is a big, like, our religion and our way of life and our history is a big part of our, upbringing and growing up and stuff. But
Yes.
we also have, a lot all these stories from, but the Grimm brother, the Cinderella, Snow White, all of this. This is also something we're telling our kids for some reason, even though those stories are terrible.
I knew that they were terrible. They
Yeah,
used
I
to fool
don't know
kids.
why. We're telling children your mother will be dead and then some different woman will show up and she's going to be evil for you, and just like, why? There's so many stepmothers who are amazing. But no, we've been teaching them to I don't know, silly things we should try to avoid.
Yeah. Okay, let me add something here. I meant that in India, in my family, grown-ups have some stories like Ramayan or Savitri, which are related to your religion, which we can relate and know about some old lives stuffs. But those stories are good, related to your region,
Mm-hmm.
which are passed by your parents, and they are good, short but good, uh, like grandmother stories in nighttime.
Well, my grandma's stories are mostly about the Holocaust, so that was not that good. However, I'm trying
Mm.
to think about things that are happening, like stories. There are a lot of, weird, silly stories that are happening in my family and stuff. However, I cannot. I just think because you just asked me right now, I cannot think about something, and I'm pretty sure that
Okay.
after our conversation, when I'm gonna go to sleep, I'm gonna remember. Like, I'm gonna remind Vince like in so many stories, and just because right now I'm talking to you and you're asking me, I think this is just like why I cannot remember any single one of them.
Yes, yes, it happened.
Yeah.
Hello,
Oh, your
I
10 the 10 minutes
oh,
is just up.
okay, thanks.
So, no, thank you so much
Thanks
and
for
feel
your
free to join
conversation.
the others. Yeah, I absolutely I enjoyed our talking.
Okay.
So go to sleep. You're 16. You need to be in bed right now. It is super late. Bye.
eh,
Okay, I want to the young guys. Sorry. I want first of all the young guys to have a conversation and then go to sleep. And then right now I'm going to be the annoying auntie. Are you understanding I'm talking to you? Wave to the camera. Okay, he just changed himself, so I guess he's not. You are? Okay, 1, 2, hold on, let me change the 10 minutes. Hello. Is the audible
Yeah,
working? Great.
yeah, it's
I'm
absolutely
setting the
working.
timer. Hello.
Hello, nice meeting to you. I've been following you lately, and that seems really pretty cool and amazing as well. So one question that pops my mind up is that in India, I recently came up with your reaction on the Kashmir Files, the movie, which was basically about the ethnical cleansing of Kashmiri Hindus, which is quite similar to the Jewish Holocaust event. Unfortunately, the ethnical cleansing of Hindus, especially in different parts of world, like in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and in mostly Muslim countries of the world, is not given that kind of an attention as the Jewish Holocaust is looked up to. Right? Both have been the most traumatic historical incidences of the past, and but despite of this, I have seen that a lot of Jewish people are quite economically and financially very well doing in Hollywood and in Israel as well. So what is the main reason for Jewish people being so much of successful in their professional life despite of this dark Holocaust past? So what is the basic reason for that?
Okay, so let me be perfectly clear. Um, Holocaust was one thing that happened. It was a terrible thing, but it happened recently. The Holocaust was not the first Holocaust that happened to the Jewish people. We are still suffering from terror attacks, from a lot of problems. It is not something that is new to us. So this is why we've been taught, to survive. That is it. Now, when you're talking, this is super important because I also mentioned it before, but I cannot like say it enough. When you're talking and asking why the Holocaust is so big and no one is knowing about the Kashmir files, we won't shut up about it. And I want you guys to be able to continue talking and talking and talking and creating more movies, and just like don't just like sit in quiet and be sad that, oh, no one remember what happened to me. How am I supposed to know what happened in Kashmir if no one is talking about it? And like
Exactly.
if people are claiming, not you, I'm sorry, if people are claiming that the media is not showing what happened, then it is amazing that someone stood up and say, I'm going to make a movie about it, I'm going to create something about it. And this is why I absolutely like I really respect the person who created the Kashmir files, because he took the time to do something about it. And
That
this is
person
why
actually got a lot of death threats in India from radical Islamists that
hey,
that we
I'm
are gonna
getting death
behead you and
threats.
all these things.
It
So
doesn't
that things
matter,
happen in
listen.
India.
Yeah, but I'm getting death threats for this YouTube channel. It's like it's like every person will get death threats if he will try to do
Hmm.
something big. Now, I don't know how old you are, but I don't want you
I'm
to do
21 right
something.
now, so I'm quite
Okay.
grown up. I'm not juvenile yet.
No, sure, but it's still I don't want you to do something extremist or something that will
Hmm.
cause like extremists to hate you. However, I believe that yeah, if you want to support some cause, you're gonna get a lot of hate in because people will get a lot of hate when they're trying to speak the truth or when just like random things happen.
Exactly. So I actually see a lot of commonality between the Hindus and Jewish as well, as because both of them have been persecuted, and both of us happen to be one of the oldest civilizations of world. Like the Hindu civilization happens to be the world's oldest, and after that, I assume that Jewish civilization happened to be there. And both of had them have a terrific neighboring history, like just the way you have Palestine, we have a friendly neighbor
Hold
Pakistan
on,
with like
wait. We don't have a Palestine as a neighbor. Palestine is not a country, it is a territory. It is not a
yes,
country.
yes,
They
yes.
don't really no one recognize them as a country. We have around us, but there's like Palestine is not one of them. It's super
Yeah,
important to clarify. I'm sorry.
even
I don't
even
want
I
people.
endorse that
See, this
opinion.
is why I'm talking about changing the narrative. The Palestinians always
Mhm.
saying Palestine is a country, and people are believing this. This is another thing, changing the narrative. Always remind people what is really happening. They're not a country right now. Maybe they
Yeah,
will
that's
be,
what
but they're not right now.
the reason being that in mainstream media, especially I don't know the leftist or the pseudo secular media in India, especially shows that Palestine is a separate country and Israel happened to be, uh, you know, uh, grabbing out their human rights and violating and all those nonsense stuff that they have to say about
Oh,
Israel,
those
and
poor
same they have to say about
Palestinians.
On the issue of Kashmir. So that's really a commonality between us, like Indians and Israelis.
I want to be like perfectly. This need to be perfectly clear. Palestinian people are working in Israel, living in Israel, going to schools in Israel. It is not what the media is showing you. We're not two different separated countries. This is just like it's not like I know why it is easier to show people things are black and white and this is it. It's not the case. I
Yeah,
live next
absolutely.
to a Palestinian neighborhood, by the way. It's just like
So how's it working for you?
I live next to a mosque. They waking me up at 5 a.m. I love my
Okay.
neighbors. I hate their mask because it's super loud. No, it's you know just like with neighbors, there are good days and bad days. It's not like like I said, things are not black and white all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so there's over to you. Like, are you like fond of knowing about the Hinduism or anything that fascinates you about Indian culture all over the like basically gets you or attracts you about Hinduism? Basically, that's the next thing I need to ask you.
Well, like you said, because you're such an ancient civilization, it is really important and interesting to me because I love history and archaeology. And I just like, this is one of the reason I was drawn to study about your country, because this is why I also watch a lot of them always talking about Abdiji and Pervin Mona. They're two YouTubers I'm always watching because I absolutely, especially Pervin Mona, go subscribe to his channel, everyone, because I love studying and he's showing archaeology and teaching, and I think this is so important. And the fact that you guys have all this history, this is something amazing. And by the way, in Israel, I don't know if you noticed, in Israel, if you want to create something, if you want to build a building or something, you first of all have to bring the antique office. I don't know how to say it in English. They actually dig in the place, looking if this is an okay place to dig it, because Israel was so small. Also, when we were a kingdom, so there are history all over the place. So archaeologists are also always have to dig in the place before people are being able, like, archaeologists actually need to give their approval for a building to be built in Israel.
Right,
So
right,
this
right.
is really, this is why archaeology is such a big thing for me. And this is why, because you guys have so many archaeology that is like above the surface and you don't need to dig all the time and stuff, like you already have this amazing thing. Like, this is why I absolutely love studying about, things from your country, because you have such an amazing history.
So basically, I have something that would probably excite you. So it is basically the world's first motivational book, the Bhagavad Gita. I am currently reading it right now. So I don't know is it visible in the camera or not. So it is
Yeah,
basically
it
an
is.
English edition. A lot of people actually see this book some sort of a Hindu equivalent of Quran or Bible or something, but it's not like that. So it is actually a motivational book. So it is actually
But
we
why is
Hindus
it in
persevere.
English?
Yeah, it's in English. So I'm reading it in English. So it's
Why?
the reason being the actual book is in Sanskrit translation, and Sanskrit happens to be the world's oldest language. People are not now familiar with that kind of language. So
Okay.
we have to go through all these translations and all this stuff. So this is actually a book. I think Benjamin Netanyahu has got one copy of this. So I don't know, some Indian celebrity, when she visited to Israel, she handed over him this copy. So basically, this book is actually seen as a religious book and all these things, but it is not. It is actually it can literally take you out of depression, and trust me, it works. So it is basically the actual words of, like, what we pursue as God, like what God has to say about humans and humanity and life and all these things. But actually, there are 700 stanzas, and which are quite motivating, and it can take, like, open up any page and you will have solution of your problems. So that's how amazing that book is. So I just a copy of it in your country, or you could just get it anywhere. Just go and read it once. It can literally transform anyone's life.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting, actually. I'd love to. I mean, if it's in English, if you translate it to English, I'm gonna try to see if you translate it also to Hebrew, because Hebrew is also an ancient language, which people are actually speaking, and I don't like English. But oh, the 10 minutes is up. I'm gonna try to find that book. I think it is. Um, I think it is interesting, actually.
Okay, just a minute. Let me take a screenshot of it so that it gets into my phone. Yeah, perfect. And I'm gonna text you on Instagram so that we can stay connected with it.
Great. I love it. I
The
hope
ID
the
will be
picture
different.
was good. But
Absolutely. So the ID will be different. It's like Mihir_Kulkarni, but you'll get to know it about it.
great. I love it. So thank you so much. And thank you for
Thank you
introducing
so
me
much.
to
It
that
was
book. I will definitely look it up where I can get it. I hope I can get
yeah,
it.
definitely. Please go for it.
Great. Okay, thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Bye bye. I hate to read in English. However, this is like, books like this are really interesting. So I really want to, try to see. It's just like, I feel when I read books like this, it's just like it's easier for me to figure out who you guys are, if that makes any sense. Hope it is. Let me drink water, and then Prabhat, you're gonna be next. Hold on, water. This is Hebrew, by the way. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not sponsoring them, so this is also, it's like the bottle, but I just water from the tap because I took it. Okay, hold on. Parut, I'm sending the 10 minutes. Hello.
Ooh,
Your 10 minutes start.
1 second, just a second.
Nah, you wave to the camera. Okay,
Oh,
no, it's go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
1 second. Just yes.
I can
Yes.
hear you, by the way.
Thank you so much. I was waiting for so long, and
I'm
finally I
sorry.
got. Oh, this text looks bad for me. I was actually telling that it means you tell that we buy oil from Iran was like we were supporting kind of a radical movement of Iran against the Israel. Actually, it's not true. To be honest, we are just buying oil because it gets a lot cheaper for us because Iran and India is nearby, and
Yeah, but
also Iran.
where is that money going to? This money is
Yes,
going to
of
the
course.
government. What is the
If
government?
you
What are
if
the from
if
like
yeah, of
like
course,
things are.
if you
I'm not
think by
telling you
that.
not work with them and not get your
Mhm.
oil and stuff. I'm just saying, just like you need to know
Yeah.
exactly where your money is going to, and then just like not to be in shock when we're telling you this is
Hmm.
problematic for us. That is it.
Yes. Yeah. At me. Actually, I was very interested in knowing about the core principle of Jews and all that stuff because actually there are not various information available in internet also about, and if available it's very conflicting. Someone telling is that, someone telling is this, and it's for me I could not invest that much amount of time. So would you explain the like core fundamental of Hinduism? It's like about what it's called, uh, mokshas and that all thing kind of thing. I never understand the what's Judaism. It's like related to Christianity. It's related to whatever Orthodox Church, or it's mix of that. Actually,
Well, there is back in the day there was this important rabbi. Rabbi is like a baba for you. His name was Rabbi Akiva. And someone came to him and told him, I want to learn the entire Torah, the entire Jewish holy book, but on one leg. Like, I want to learn it fast. And then the rabbi told him, "Ve'ahavta le'reacha kamocha," which means you should love your friend, you should love other people just as much as you love yourself. That is the entire core of the Torah. Like, this is a famous story that happened. Just like
actually,
if you want the
that kind
core,
of thing
this is
is
the core
very
core.
that kind of thing is very similar to Bhagavad Gita also, where the Shri Krishna's like there is a story, there is a fight small, and
Hmm.
there was full one side and there was another side. So the mothers of one side of army actually told to Krishna about that, why you killed everyone and why you created destruction of that. So the Krishna told him that they were actually a part of me and I was fighting with them. So the whole world is we see as a god, as a hierarchy that God is this and we is here. It's a bottom down. But actually the God is within us and we are also an extension of God, which is quite similar to Hinduism. I like about it. And
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. So
But if
like
you want to hear like more specific about, what is Judaism and stuff, maybe I will do a video more elaborate about it
yes, of
because
course.
I don't
Yes, you
want to
should
be
do it
like,
because
yeah, I don't want to be like on the
mm,
spot telling you things that maybe they are not correct just
uh
because.
yes. But because I think so like for many of the tourism which is comes to India, it's
Hmm.
also about Hinduism because if you see let's say Pakistan and India, one distinguishing factor is Hinduism. It's a culture also.
Hmm.
So I think so Israel is also about the Judaism and all that. It's an integral part of Israel. So I think so. If it is beautiful, and it's of course beautiful, so it will be increase the tourism also if we see it's how it is. So I of course, if you make that kind of video, I will be lovely to see it kind of thing. And I like contrary to views of previous person who tell like people who are ambitions about the creating a country, a bigger country, what India. I will like to tell one small part which I think so viewers should also know that we are not creating India as a country, but we just expire that India was never kind of a divided country like Pakistan. This all things were that from the way 1,000 or 10,000 years ago, they were part of India, actually, Harappa
Mhm.
Empire. And then suddenly this British and the Westerns comes up, like the division of Soviet Union happened because of the US intervention, I mean, Western intervention of everything, this Petroka and Glasnost. And it's a clever, I like America doing this, they're clever minded about it. So
Not America,
that,
USA.
yeah.
We're fighting the propaganda. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so
And if I'm
so
saying
that
America, fix me. Go
oh
ahead.
okay, sorry. So I think so they were created artificial borders where British were there. So that's why they were expired to become a bigger land, but also about more about economically that they want to be a prosperous side. Because previously we were holding 30% of the world GDP, and now we are just like 4 to 5%. So I think so less than that also. So that's
Mhm.
why I think so it's there. And I think so what kind of aspiration that Israel and people of Jewish people have see about their countries, like we have our Khan Bharat. What's the Israel point of view? It's like greater Israel or some kind of other thing.
We're not trying to be greater or something. We have our own, we believe we have our own borders and stuff, and we're not looking for, conquer the world or something. Not our thing.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and we're also, not, this is another thing Hinduism and Judaism has in common. We're not looking for new members. We're not trying to convert people. We're not looking
Mm.
to convert people.
We are
Um,
also not, but there are some
yeah,
parts.
no, this is why I'm saying this is why I'm saying this is absolutely amazing. That this is
Mm.
something that we are so similar in.
Actually, we do not have like process of the conversion, like
Mm.
every really it means like most of like Christianity and Islamism have the conversion process. We never have it conversion process. Yeah, some like I think so ISKCON started to doing that, but it's more over a belief system. Like people do their kind of adapt to religions and that kind of thing, which we need to be accepted because it's a wide religion, to be honest.
Yeah.
And what like Israel have a view about India? It means like personally, if you are like in Israel, what's the general view about India? To be
First of all,
honest.
remember most of us are traveling to Bharat at one point of our life. So it doesn't matter what the Western media is showing. We
Mm.
know better because we actually been to your countries, country territories, all of those places. And this is why, and also the people are in the media here are the people who are, most of them travel to Bharat. So it is different. It's so different what the media is showing to us than what the media in most of the world is showing. Like, we're not looking at Bharat as a third world country. We're looking at you a lot of from the medical field, science, your space
Which is
program, the
great.
ISRO. It's just like
Finally.
I think we also
Now,
work together in a lot of like medical
yes,
field.
yes,
There are
Barak,
a lot of doctors.
especially defense field like Barak 8 and all that missile are really helping us. Even Spider missiles were actually created by Israel and India.
Yeah. Oh,
And I think so
talking about, if we're talking
1970.
about the army, like I've seen you
Mm.
guys carrying Tavol weapons all the time, which is a weapon that was developed here. And I was just like, I was shocked in the beginning to see you guys holding a weapon that looks so familiar, and then they said the Tavol. I'm just like, how did you guys get there? Like, how did you guys have so many Tavols? It's insane. The fact that you have the same, like the Israeli rifle, it's crazy.
Like we have a like very quite friendly and very kind neighbors in our both of the sides. So it's no matter. It's same with Israel.
Mhm.
I think so. You have army training in Israel. It's compulsory. I think so. You also have done it, or you will done in future. Like every citizen have to do a
I was
military
in
training.
the national service. I explained it several times the difference. However, I
Oh,
served
man.
in 2 years in the
Yes, yes.
national service, not in the army, or like that you guys are
Yeah.
watching, like not with
Yeah,
the
like
people holding the gun walking like all the time, like that they're showing you.
right. It's not
Oh, the
true
10 minutes.
actually. It's not true actually. We don't hold it like a line, but like we can understand about Israel more because we actually have the same situation in Kashmir where they like do something and then we retaliate because and then we shoot down and of course people will kill in between of that thing because if you are in not the shoes of the people who are experience it, they will not suffer the bullet. And then all these Al Jazeera's and all that news say India is the what genociding these people and something. So we can understand what the Israel thing is more
Yeah.
betterly.
Anyway, the 10
That's
minutes is up, but I absolutely
yes.
enjoyed
Thank
talking to you,
you.
and
I
it's
had
getting so
very
late.
nice conversation with you and nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
you too.
Uh,
It was really fun talking to you. Take care. Goodbye. I want to just like I'm gonna like let a few other people join, but we're gonna narrow it down to 7 minutes per person because it is getting late for you and for me. So we're gonna um lag it up. Divya, you understand I'm talking to you? Divya Desi. Great. One,
Yeah.
two, three. Hello.
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good too. So how can I call you, by the way? I don't really know your name.
That one Israeli girl. That
Okay,
is my
that one is
username.
really
That
girl.
is what I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm keep saying it this. Like I'm getting so many like things and then people knowing my name and then
I
they're
see, I see.
contacting my family and friends, which is not okay.
I understand South Asian people can be a bit passionate sometimes about things, I guess. Yeah. So,
Yeah, let's call it like this. Yeah.
yeah. So I've seen a few reaction videos randomly. I don't really know much about you or your channel, but
Okay.
uh, what made you so much interested in India? Have you been to India? Have you lived in India for some time? And how did you have this connection with it, basically?
First of all, it is part of the Israeli life to travel to India at one point of your life. I have no idea.
Okay.
This is just like it. You will see so many Israeli tourists, even though Israel is a small country.
I see.
However, so this is one thing. I absolutely love. Hold on, let me put someone in timeout. I absolutely love when people are just like I learned a lot about. I love archaeology. I love
Hmm.
history. Two things that Bharat has in like loads of. Like I
There
absolutely
is.
love. I
Yes.
watch a lot of YouTubers who are talking about archaeology and stuff from
Hmm.
Bharat, and I just look at them and just like I love everything about it. So this is one of the main like it. First of all, I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. I'm just like I'm trying to like
It's
break it down.
okay.
First of
Yeah.
all, the fact that I absolutely it's like part of our life to at one
Hmm.
point go to Bharat. The
I
fact
see.
that like you guys are like your history and archaeology is amazing and I love learning about it. And
Hmm.
I don't know, I think like slowly when I started learning about Bharat because the entire point of me learning about Bharat was that I said I'm going to travel to there but I don't want to like I want to travel to this place and see things that are actually interesting to me. I don't want to go to like where
Just
all
be a
the tourists are
tourist.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be
And
just
you
a
wanted to see
tourist.
the real side and learn something about it, I guess.
Yeah, because when if I'm gonna go to an ancient temple, I want to
Mm.
know what's the story behind it, and I don't want to know it when some tourist fake tour guide, because there are a lot of problems with fake tour guides there,
I
is
see. I
going
understand.
to tell me some things maybe will not be true. I want to go and see things after I studied for myself,
Uh-huh.
and because yeah.
I understand these things as like tourists, people get scammed a lot. I never knew this until I kind of understood this when I went to, like, I studied in Ukraine for 6 years. So I
Cool.
studied in a medical university there and then came back. But when I first went there and when I didn't know the language, I didn't know anything there. And then I realized how people can get scammed in this way. Anyway, but by the way, when I talked about Ukraine,
Yeah, people get
how is
scammed all over the world. This is the
yeah,
problem.
yeah, it's everywhere. It can be the best city in the world, and there's always good and bad sides to it, I guess. So
Mhm.
suddenly I talked about Ukraine. How is the public's opinion
Okay,
in
you didn't
Israel
talk
about
about
this issue?
Ukraine in a bad thing.
No, no. I'm just curious because in India, people's sentiment is more towards Russia because Russia has always been a good partner for India.
Oh,
So
yeah, we can talk about your studies in Ukraine. We're not talking about the war.
okay,
Sorry.
sure. Okay, you can ask me anything then. Okay, let me ask you something.
How
What
was
are your
it like
favorite
to
books?
study
Huh?
abroad? No,
It was
wait, hold on.
beautiful.
How was it to study abroad? How people like as an Indian person, how people like
So
treated
I'll
you like
say they treat it as well. The thing
Mhm.
is, Ukraine or Russia, they both have like very similar culture, language, people. There's not much difference, honestly. So as Soviet Union had very good relations with India previously, so the way
Mhm.
Russian people see us, that's the same way Ukrainians see India too. So when we went there, they love India. They have seen many like old Indian films that even I've not seen. They know some old Bollywood stars because Indian movies were popular in Soviet Union times. Uh, Everywhere you go, there can be sometimes some kind of discrimination. I agree to it. Even if you go to America or Israel, there always can be some type of discrimination by some bad people sometimes. So I stayed there for 6 years, but I've almost like never felt any discrimination, like very rare, I can say. People were very friendly. The city where I lived, it was very beautiful. It's a city called Odessa. It is like a coastal town. It was like a tourist hotspot. Yeah. So it was beautiful. Everything.
I had
Yeah.
family in Odessa before, so yeah, it's
Really.
cool that you live there.
So family in what way? Like
I have,
your
a member
ancestors?
of my family. No, no, no. My cousin moved to Odessa to work in a orphan home there.
I see. It's a very beautiful city.
My
I love that.
Israeli cousin. Yeah,
I
so
understand.
it's cool.
There's
But I have a
also
different question because you were
yes.
in 6 years in
Okay.
Europe. Have you what have you heard about the Eurovision?
Yes, my no, I had a friend. I had a
Because I'm
friend.
obsessed with it.
My friend. My I had a very close friend there, and she was like crazily obsessed with Eurovision, and because of that, I've watched when I was there 6 years. I was there for 6 years, right? So I guess I've watched out of 4 years. I've watched Eurovision every time,
And
and
you can say you don't like it. It's okay,
no,
but
no, I'm
it's
gonna
like
be
it's
honest.
really
Eurovision,
important for your
No, no, Eurovision has like the best production value of
hmm
anywhere in the world. Like the stages are like the best. Everything is amazing. But when it comes to talent, when it comes to singers, so basically Eurovision is a song contest. It's a singing competition, but they
It's
don't have the
supposed to
best
be.
singers. Yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no. It's like it's a war. It's like the songs are like the least important thing in this entire
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
operation.
the thing. That's the thing. I know that. I know that. I understand that. Um, so how is it gonna be? Because you've
The
decided
10
7 minutes.
minutes is up, but I want you to talk about. I finally get to talk about the Eurovision, and I'm obsessed with the Eurovision. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes more.
Sure, sure, sure.
I'm sorry for forcing you to talk about
No,
something
I
I'm
can keep on
obsessed with.
talking. Like I stay awake whole night. So I've been a medical student and my like sleep cycle is completely like messed up.
Yeah,
So
first
I
of
don't
all,
sleep at night.
good job on being like. Are you still in the medical field?
Yes, I'm in New Delhi, India, and I'm
Mhm.
preparing for like my masters and to become some specialist. So I'm preparing for such exams currently.
And what do you want to do in the medical field?
Honestly speaking, I have
You
some
can say you don't know.
different dreams in life,
Mhm.
but this is more of like a cultural, like family kind of thing that I was a bit pushed into. So
Yeah.
for now, I'm just following this path. But in after like 3 or 4 years, when I'm completely free of these things, I plan to do something else, which I have always dreamed of. Yeah. But yeah, I don't plan
You
to
don't
continue
have
in
to say
medicine.
what.
I mean, the thing is,
Okay.
I have like very big, crazy dreams. If I say it out loud, it just sounds crazy, so I don't say it to people. But
If you, dude, we created a country out of swamps, and everyone
I
is
get,
trying to kill us. We said we made drinkable water from the
uh-huh.
ocean.
I understand. I
Nothing
understand.
you can
Israel is
say.
amazing. Uh, no, but the thing is,
No, it's
sometimes
okay. Don't say it. I can
no,
see you like,
I'm okay about saying it. But the thing is, I rather want to like do it and
yeah,
show
yeah,
it to
no,
people rather
it's
than to
smarter.
say it. So
Yeah, yeah,
someday maybe you'll see me doing it, and then I'll show it to you. Yeah.
great. No, no, it's okay. Don't talk about it. Do it. I
Yeah.
absolutely
No,
love
it's
that
totally fine.
idea.
You can ask me. That's just my
No, no,
response
I
for
don't
now.
want to hear. We're gonna go
Yeah.
talking again about the Eurovision or something. No, I'm just
Eurovision.
joking.
So I was saying about Eurovision.
Hmm.
First of all, I know that the votes, it's all just politics basically. Which country, whichever country likes the other country, they just vote for that. It doesn't matter who is the best singer, who is the best. Sometimes it's just about
It's a war
relations
between the
between,
countries.
yeah,
People don't
countries.
understand that. People think this is actually a singing contest, and I'm keep telling them it's a
It's not.
war
It's
with
not.
glitters.
Yes,
It is
that's what it is.
amazing. I love the
Russia,
fact that you actually saw it.
especially for example, when in 2014, when the war between Russia and Ukraine happened for the first time, that's
Hmm.
the time. The next year, I guess the next year, right? Ukraine won. I'm
With
okay. The song was
Kamala, yeah. Yeah, no one liked her
2015 or so.
song. Yeah, we
Yeah, it
also
was not
had
the
a
best
lot
song.
of, yeah, nope, nope. I'm so
But
I love the new song that they're uploading right now. The also I absolutely love the Russia song last year. Everyone like
Russians
I'm
do
keep
have
telling
good
people
songs
to
sometimes. Yeah, many
Russians has
times.
amazing music. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God, they're bringing the most amazing singers.
yeah. I
I
know. I
just
know.
like, and I don't know why people are just like,
I
but
I,
yeah,
I
this
liked
is all political. This is why it's
I-
amazing.
Israel had that girl. I forgot her name. Netta or
Yeah, a girl won.
yeah, I really liked her song. It was like very unique and different, but I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, that was amazing. Eurovision was actually really cool, and it was like a tradition to watch it every year. But after I came back, I don't really watch the whole show anymore. But every time that friend, she still sends me like all the contestants. They have their videos before the show actually starts. Like,
Yeah, people don't
yeah,
understand that Eurovision is like they think, oh, it's the semi-final and then the grand final and that is it. No,
no,
it's already started right now. It's like they're
yes, it's
traveling in each
yeah.
country and it's so many. But I'm just saying this because I'm gonna blab a lot about the Eurovision in this channel and people will
Sure.
be miserable and like you already had your dose of Eurovision when you were in
Yeah,
Ukraine, so
I
you know
think I think
what's going to
maybe in India
happen.
it might become popular in future. Less chance, but for example, in China and in Australia, it has become quite popular. Australia now takes part in
Yeah.
Eurovision, even if it's so much far away from it. So
Yeah, just
who
because they
knows?
belong to the UK, if I remember correctly. And this is
Commonwealth,
what
but
I said.
Commonwealth, India is a part of Commonwealth. It's not about that. It's just that there are lots of people who watch Eurovision in Australia, and
Yeah.
the broadcasting companies get money out of it. So,
No, but this
yeah.
is what I actually said in the last live stream that the UK, the USA wanted to join the Eurovision and
But the
and the Eurovision people told them, hell no, we don't want
yeah, 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 yeah.
Americans here.
Because
The 10 minutes up. So they create their own America Song Contest
American
right
Song
now when
Contest. I
they're
saw the
competing
trailer
among
for it.
themselves, and this is
Snoop Dogg, and
ridiculous.
who else? Someone's hosting it, right? I saw the trailer for American Song Contest with Snoop Dogg and someone
Yeah,
else.
Snoop Dogg. How ridiculous
Yeah.
is this?
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you one last thing.
And
Talk about ridiculous. Did you see Florida taking part in last year, right? Last year Eurovision. Florida is an American rapper who is like basically an
yeah,
international star.
Florida. No one knew what he was doing there.
It was
No
so
one.
weird.
Dude, I love talking to you. I'm like, oh my god, I'm talking to an Indian person about Eurovision. My mind is just like, whoa,
Well, yeah, it was a part
dude.
of my life. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it. I love the craziness
And
about it. It's
if
just
we're
crazy.
gonna be friends, it's going to be continuing a part of your life. Yeah,
Um,
Eurovision is
I,
crazy.
yeah,
I love it.
sure. I don't know anything about you, but it was really nice talking to you, and I think there are many more people who might want to talk to you. So, I'll I'll leave you
Yeah,
to it,
thank you
but maybe
so
some
much for
other day.
joining, and thank you so much.
Thanks to you
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay,
No, but
take
be
care.
like, stay tuned
Yeah.
on May and stuff. I'm going to talk a lot about Eurovision. Please join live streams. Please let
I'm
other
not
people be
sure. The
confused
thing is,
with the way we're talking.
I'm gonna be free
You
after
have
the June,
exams and
but
stuff.
in May, yeah, I have like a really big exam, so I'll
Mm,
not be able to. But
good luck.
I'll surely comment or contact you via your email or something after June. Sure. And
If you have Instagram, same username.
okay, I have Instagram. Just a second. Just a second. Let me check my username. Uh,
No, just like you can type my username and then just like
okay, your username. Okay, I'll do
tell
that.
me
I'll do that.
and
Sure.
oh,
Okay.
you poor thing. Yeah, I'm gonna tell to you a lot about the Eurovision. You're gonna be
I'm fine with that.
just like great. Remember that we had a good time right now.
I
That is
really
it.
did.
And
I
when I'm
wanted
gonna
to say one more thing. I really
sure.
love one. There's this guy, Yuval Noah Harari. He's one of my favorite authors. He wrote the book *Sapiens*. Do you know about?
Yeah.
Have you read it?
Here's the thing about him.
Yeah.
He writes really good. However, he also he's saying things. He's saying his opinions as if they are facts.
I
So be very
understand.
careful when you read it him.
I never believe any 100%, but it's just
Great.
a good view into the past, into the history, into how things came to be. Not everything.
Mhm.
I don't trust him 100%, but I just like his work, and he's one of the famous Israelis that I kind of know. So I just thought I'll let you know. Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I really enjoyed our conversation. And I really love the fact that I was just like, thank you so much for
Thanks to
letting
you
me
too.
force you into a conversation about the
No, it's fine.
Eurovision.
I was actually kind of really bored, and I just opened YouTube, and I just saw like your life, and I saw like I've seen a few of your reaction videos. I thought like, okay, let's do it. I'm interested. I'll just talk with someone because I'm pretty
Awesome.
bored right now. Everyone's sleeping.
Awesome.
I'm the
I
only one
love the
awake.
fact that people are like, this is great. I love when people are just like joining because they're saying, I saw your live and I was bored and I saw live streams and I'm here. I love it. This is how you get weird and interesting
Yeah,
conversations.
I think so. I think so. Take care then. Good luck. Okay.
So thank
Have
you.
fun.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Okay, if you haven't seen the Eurovision, I made several videos about it. I will continue to make content about the Eurovision. I do apologize for every person who do not understand what the point of Eurovision, but I don't care. I am obsessed with the Eurovision. Next person, Abhishek, are you understanding I am talking to you? Wave to the camera if you are. Great. 1, 2, 3. I'm setting up the timer. Hello.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Abhishek Rai. I'm from the eastern part of the India.
Cool. Nice to meet
Okay,
you.
thank you. I'm just asking you that whenever you have in your country that a compulsory army policy or people or boys and girls go to army, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to know how much enthusiastic they to join the army or national services, because in India whenever there is a vacancy come in army or reserve services, people are so much enthusiastic, and they go to the trainings or study those kind of things, and they come from one part from a country to another part, and there's so much enthusiastic them, and I want to know how Israeli boys and girls enthusiastic in joining the army or national services.
First of all, it is mandatory, so it's not like on a volunteer basic like you guys.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Ah,
this is also why I think the way we see our army, there is amazing YouTube channel. I'm always telling you guys to go subscribe to different YouTube channel. I
Yes,
don't
yes.
remember the name. I reacted to a lot of their things. Hold on, let me find them because it is super important
Defense
for me
Squad, Defense
to
Squad. Yeah.
tell you guys to
Uh,
go watch them. Hunt 08 1010. I don't like if you see
yeah,
my
yeah. I
videos
can
about the
understand. I can
army,
understand.
it's
Yes, yes, yes,
those
yes.
guys are incredible. Go subscribe to them. But I think that the reason why you guys are making so many videos and motivational videos with the army is because most of you did not serve the army, so most of you do not like when this is why I'm also getting a lot of this sometimes hate on my reaction
Big,
on the army because
I
yeah,
can
no, go
say
ahead.
that because in India is just so much enthusiastic. For me myself, I after school the 12th, I got the NDA examination,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not qualify that examination because it's too tough to get in the army. And in another examination, I got medically rejected for my medical conditions. I got rejected in that process. So I regret myself, but it's a part of life, and I goes on, and it's I think it's and I want to another question from you. Ask another question that in India, what you like most of India? Is it food or culture
The
or
archaeology, the history and the archaeology, it's
okay,
the
okay,
main
okay.
thing that got me hooked to India.
you, in India, history or archaeology are it's a oldest civilization, kind of like Jewish civilization. It's a parallelly similar civilization in like in Jewish in you are in Jerusalem and in our is a city called Varanasi, the oldest living city. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a parallel things and we have also if you dig something or here you can get lot of archaeological sites. We have got a lot of archaeological sites in India which are unexplored. Means it needs to be more developed, needs to be development there. But it's a lot of sites in my state also. There is a lot of sites that are those are need development, but because of the fund constraints, it's not developing well. And I see you see Indians are doing good, yeah, good in different fields, but there is a budget constraints in everything in our country. That's why it's there is a process is very slow to get that fulfillment, to get that objective fulfillment. We have the budget
A lot, you're
constraints.
becoming a little bit of robotic. Like I cannot really hear you and you're
Uh,
freezing a lot.
oh, ma'am, are you clear? I am audible? Hello? Hello?
No, you
Am
froze
I
again.
audible?
I can hear you. Maybe the
It's a
like
net. It's maybe
don't
network
like
problem. It's maybe network
no, I'm
problem.
saying maybe have be without camera
No,
and
it's
just have
I am
like the audio and maybe the audio maybe then I can hear you. Because
uh,
maybe yeah, try to speak right now without the
uh,
camera.
hello. I'm audible.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, because we have budget constraints, so it takes time to develop something or get to something. Is that if we
Mm-hmm.
have budget like USA or other Western countries, we may grow well, but budget constraints and these things let processes very slow in India. But we have good minds and people of here go to other countries and make their economy contribute to their economy, as you know. But
Yeah.
in India it's process very slow. It's okay, okay. It's okay. How you
Yeah.
feel about this?
I listen, I don't feel comfortable answering about things about India because I'm not part of your country and things.
Okay.
Um However, I do like I think that it is like I like the fact that you guys are trying to see and go to different places and studies and stuff. This is a really good way for everyone else to get to know your country.
Okay. Hope you come to India one day. Okay.
Yeah, I really
Okay.
hope the COVID will stop and I will have enough money to travel to your country. I cannot
Oh,
wait, seriously.
it's okay. Hope you see you soon in India. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going
Okay.
to sleep. It's 2:50,
Yeah, it's super
1:45
late.
here.
You should
It's
go to sleep. Okay.
okay.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye
It's a
bye.
nice to talk to you. Thank you.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, guys, it is about to get like it is about to be morning when you are, so I think I'm gonna end this. However, Ola, if you are here, if you want to continue our conversation or end in a high note because I see you here, you can join. Wave if you want to end on a better note. I don't know, maybe he decided that like our argument was too much for him to handle, which is okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining this live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Um it is super late. Go to sleep. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.